What up, y'all? Big Tone. How you feeling, bro?
I'm tired as fuck.
E, what's up? E,
What's
the
up?
man,
What's happening?
the brother who brings it all together. E, Big Eric.
What's happening?
You know, I just wanted to let them know who the fuck you is. Without you, it would be none of this.
What are you talking about? You guys took a whole week, huh?
Yeah, we've been gone, so I just want to make sure make sure we introduce him who he is. You know what I'm saying?
You need to reintroduce Tone. Tone's been out the state,
Out the good
I was about to
weather.
say out the country, but out the state.
He's been out the
Man,
good weather.
fucker, that
Nigga
was a
went
different
back
country.
east. He went back east,
Motherfucker, 15 to 20 degrees. Y'all tripping.
Shit.
experiencing some weather.
You a Californian, boy. You can't do that shit.
You ain't used to that no more, bro.
Nah, fuck that. That was a big pussy. I wasn't trying to stand this. Shouts out to the East Coast cats. Man, God damn, it's cold out that motherfucker, boy.
Tell me, you
Shit.
say cold, how cold?
Let me
It's
see.
it's funny because here on the West Coast, what we think cold, I guess East Coast niggas would be like
40,
"Ah, ain't
nigga.
that
40.
cold."
40.
So Tone's gonna throw these numbers out here, and the East Coast like, nigga, just wait.
Look, nigga, in the dead of the night in California, 36 degrees, I'm cold in the motherfucker.
36 degrees.
32, 32.
I'm calling in sick when it's 36
I heard
degrees.
that. That's what I'm saying. So I'm
Tone,
asking.
what,
Hey,
so what,
I ain't even
what was
going
the temp, Tone?
outside, Tone. I ain't even going outside at that time. So 40 something, I can function. 50 is where I'm gonna get in the car and go to work.
Right.
What's up?
What we looking at, Tone?
Man,
The low, like so early in the
Low?
morning. What time was it? What's your tip?
I don't
on
know.
that?
I don't know what the earlier in the morning was because I was still jet lagged, so I was getting up at like 10. But I know for a fact that that Wednesday and that Thursday,
Mhm.
this past Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
it was like might have been 15.
Shit.
You lying.
Man,
15.
15.
I thought this nigga gonna say like 38, 40.
Yeah.
Oh no! It was like it might have been 30.
Nope, not going.
It might have been 30 on Monday.
Yeah, nigga.
It might have been 30 on Monday because I actually stepped out and went downtown somewhere, and then, but at the same time, shouts out to Providence, Rhode Island. It's cold as fuck out that motherfucker. God damn, y'all can keep it. And all the time I'm hearing, oh yeah, it's like 60, 65, 68 in California. I'm looking online. I'm looking at the weather over there. I was like, oh man, these
We was
motherfuckers-
cold here too. It was raining.
Yeah,
That's
y'all was
some
cold.
bullshit.
You,
Raining and cold.
Were you drinking every night?
The Sunday I flew in.
Because last time, you remember you had a hangover and had to go to your folks' karate.
No, I had to go to graduation.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
had
was,
to go to graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah, them motherfuckers was like 2,000 students and shit. Goddamn, took 4 hours. Graduation.
look at
Motherfucking names don't move fast enough and shit.
Nah, man, it's the
Watch
biggest
this
school
here.
back there. But yeah, I kind of did get fucked up that day. I landed that night too. I landed. There go my uncle. You want a sip? You want a sip? I was like, all right,
A sip of what?
man, whatever. Scotch,
What kind
beer.
What kind of scotch?
I don't know. You know, he don't want them cats that just.
Yeah, old school cat or?
Oh yeah, he a old school cat. That motherfucker every day.
He sip it or he do it?
Nah, he does his thing, man. I mean, you can't fuck with these OGs, dude. Nah, this dude, he one of them cats that put it in that crystal like. you know what I mean? And
My
you don't know
mom
the
gave
brand
me-
of it.
Yeah.
You don't know the brand because he pours it in.
Just say scotch. One say scotch. One say gin. One
Nah.
say.
This motherfucker probably the one that it's just an empty clear crystal glass, right?
You don't know what it is.
And you don't know what. And you don't know if he washed it off from the last
My-
liquor.
My,
You know what I mean?
This OG cat that one of my mom's friends, he passed. And I guess, I don't know why, but he left. He told my mom before he passed to give your son these, right? And so that's what it was, them crystal things with that you put the alcohol in.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And so I had them at the house, and I'm like, what the fuck I'm supposed to do with these, man?
Go get the cheap shit and pour it in there.
Nah, you get the good shit, put it in there.
You're supposed to put your good shit in there, but
But you
we
would
but
drink
we
it like
know we
that?
pour out the bottle though.
Yeah,
you know, we
straight
do
out the
that.
bottle.
I mean, I guess. I mean, but I think I do remember Pops having. I know I remember Pops having them, but I think I remember him like doing both. Like he had some in that. Like he would put it in the crystal thing when he was like doing it up.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, because both of y'all drink more than I do. Does alcohol lose its, I don't know, potency
It's all
from
glass,
moving
dude.
it from one container to another? or
I
something?
don't. You know what? Truthfully, I couldn't answer that question because I've never drank alcohol from like them cans. I mean, if
A flash, yes, but not
yeah, I'm drinking out of flask. But even when you
Yeah.
put it in a flask, though, it's like
It
you
loses
know
something.
you're gonna be drinking it. Not you because you're gonna be drinking it in the next few hours.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've never had something that just sitting up in like a container other than the bottle that it came in like for days and shit. So I don't know.
I figured it's all the same because it's going one glass to another.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't,
Yeah.
alcohol get better as it sit anyway, right? So
that's what I heard. Alcohol gets better the more it sits.
Yeah,
over
like
time.
the scotch and
It's
all
like
the
something that doesn't go bad,
bourbons and
right?
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, what the fuck we talking about, man?
Man, Tony was
You
back,
you
bruh.
asked the question, then I
Yeah,
get
he
fucked
was
up.
back.
I was like,
What else
yeah.
you do? What else you do in
In
Rhode
Rhode
Island?
Not a whole lot, man. It was cold as fuck. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Was so family was good and everything?
Oh man, the family was good, man. There's way too many motherfucking babies. I was like, where y'all come from? But it was
Food?
cool though. Way too much food as usual, but
Did
the
y'all
food was
have
good.
did y'all have a whole pig?
Nah, we don't do that.
What?
We don't do that. We you know, we do
I
that.
went to a couple of parties at the house. Y'all had a whole pig up there, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, well that
That's real
good.
shit right there. Y'all put
No,
him in the
we-
ground? The pig in the
that
ground?
was like a bunch of shit. Obviously, you got my people's
That's
food,
because-
and then it's the regular turkey, and then it's
But that's your mom's. That's because your mom's was a cook, so she
Yeah,
had
she had all that
she
shit.
had everything
Damn.
representing from everywhere. So
That's
yeah.
right.
But the
That's right.
family, man, we went to we had to cross over there to Massachusetts, man, and that man, tell y'all, man, I see these colonial homes and stuff.
yeah,
Some of those homes are like
they got
100
history. They
years
got
old.
history
Damn.
out there, bro.
And the first thing I thought was, man, them bitches is haunted. Them motherfuckers is haunted. Them motherfuckers is old and shit. That's the first thing I think. Them motherfuckers, Thomas Jefferson is
That's funny.
second cousin
It's funny.
haunted that motherfucker.
You know, being from the South, you know, we believe in shit like that, you know.
I'm telling you, man.
Eric, you fuck with that?
With ghosts and shit.
Yeah, do you believe in that shit?
You know what?
He better not say no, because they always say like, hey, what's the
Nah,
fuck is
it's just it kind of falls in. It kind of falls in line with one of the topics we was gonna talk about today. I used to believe.
Okay.
I don't believe that shit no more.
You know, California, motherfuckers don't believe. Like, you know,
Yeah, you're right. A
Simple
lot
as
of
that.
California niggas don't believe
they
shit.
don't believe in shit like that.
that? Anyway, but I mean, that shit was cool though, man. I was just like, damn, that's. And then you go to bakeries that they don't got out here and shit.
Mhm.
You go over there and you go to Italian bakery, an actual bakery,
Actual
Not
Italian
no,
back bakery.
you know,
Some dude in the
Wrigley's.
back.
Safeway.
Some dude in the back really cooking good
Mm.
bread.
You
Smells
just go in
good.
there and you see some, you know, like cookies and bread and all, I mean, that's all the good
Niggas
shit.
said cookies.
Yeah, man.
It's a
It's
bakery,
that's a
right?
bakery. You get the good cookies.
That's the first thing you think about when you go to a bakery is cookies.
Nah, breads, stuff like that.
This nigga said cookies.
Scones.
first.
But a bakery, I'm assuming they're gonna do all sorts of things.
Oh, you assume?
I'm assuming. I don't know,
They
man.
do all
I'm,
that.
I'm not
Cakes.
from that far east, so I don't know.
I don't think you got
Cakes.
to be from the east to understand what comes out of a bakery.
Cakes.
Well, California bakeries are a little different.
How many California bakeries you been to?
Calzones.
Maybe 2 or 3.
All right, now subtract the ones that's in the back of a supermarket.
2 or 3. Still the same 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't going to
I don't even
supermarket.
include the ones in the supermarket.
I ain't going to
I
supermarket.
ain't never been to.
You
too
never
many
been in a bakery?
I'm trying. I mean, I probably found myself in a couple, not because of me, probably because of my girl, but I ain't never
But
been.
yeah,
in,
they usually do cakes, cookies, breads.
Yeah, but it's
that's
an
what they do.
Italian bakery. Would you actually get Italian shit?
You call it? Would you consider a donut place a bakery?
Not really.
Nah,
A donut shop.
it's a donut
That's
shop.
a donut shop.
That's a donut. I don't consider
No.
Dunkin' Donuts
But-
a bakery.
I didn't say
Usually,
Dunkin'. I'm talking about the
usually
mom and
bakeries
pops.
are making cakes and stuff like that
Yeah,
for you.
nah,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Like
this
Fruit
is-
Ridge.
Like who?
Fruit Ridge Bakery.
Oh, you mean Freeport?
Yeah, my bad. That's only funny to us.
Yeah.
Nobody else know what
All
we're
your
talking
local
about.
cats
Yeah.
know that shit.
Nobody knows the
yeah.
difference between Freeport and Fruit Ridge.
but it's a big difference.
There's a big difference.
I bet you there's a Fruit Ridge in Montana somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah, at the bottom.
Shout
line
out
is that.
to Fruit Ridge, Montana.
But I don't know, man. This shit was cool, man. It's been a while since I seen my folks on Thanksgiving on the East Coast. But y'all can keep that cold. I'm a California kid. I'm good. I'm good with the 60s and the 50s.
I'm thinking I'm claiming California from here on out too, bro.
Can't go nowhere. What's the lowest temperature you
We
can
ain't
deal
got spoiled.
with?
We ain't got spoiled with
What's
California.
the lowest
bro.
temperature you think you can deal with for how many days? Tell me.
Doing
the
what
lowest
though?
No matter what you're doing, how many days
Nah,
and how low can it be?
It depends on what you're doing.
Okay, so we going skiing.
Nigga, I don't go. Fuck go skiing. How many times you been skiing, Tone?
Oh shit!
I tried snowboarding once.
I've been once.
Man, I've been sliding down the mountains on that little inner tube. That's
Don't
far
get-
as I've
I
been.
went skiing once.
You went skiing once. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
in that temperature,
No,
How
no, no.
cold is it?
That's not good because I'm not fucking with the snow and shit like that.
so you don't think you would go out there for a couple of days? In
Nah, I
15
tried it
degrees?
once and I know it ain't for
It
me.
ain't for you. Okay.
I mean, as far as skiing. Now, if you're talking about
I
like
don't like
going
cold.
shopping and doing shit like Tone was like out doing shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the coldest I probably could take would probably be something like, I mean, maybe 40.
I think you
40.
less than that.
You ain't making it.
Nah, I'm trying to. Any less than that, I'm like, I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, this cold, this too cold.
No,
out
you're
here.
gonna find you're gonna find
give
an
me like
excuse to go
40
inside somewhere.
44, 40, yeah, about 44, 43.
Nah.
I'm kind of, you know, I'll probably be all right.
I think I can deal with the 30s.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, I got my jackets, my boots, and
I'm
ready
probably
to
gonna
go.
complain though.
I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna complain.
know what?
but I'm just
Complaining.
thinking.
I'm sure that me and E probably worked out, you know, those early morning shifts where it was
Yeah, we've been out
kind
there.
of cold. Yeah,
Cold,
we,
huh?
we in shorts and stuff.
But
But,
we
I know,
can't- but we
I know
can't-
eventually it gradually.
I was about to say we
raises.
can't wait till it get to 10:30, 11.
You
and
hoping
we
like
warm
10
up.
o'clock? Come on.
Nah. We waiting for like noon, 1 o'clock,
Damn.
or
Gonna be a late
shoot,
run.
give or take 10 o'clock. If anything, 10 o'clock, then you know, like, okay, we out the cold mornings and shit, and the sun is up. Then we like, okay, cool. As long as the sun is out,
Y'all calling like it's gonna be a late run. I'm
Man,
gonna be late today.
dude, the sun was out when I was back there, and it was still cold.
Still
Y'all
cold.
tripping. I was man. You can call me a pussy all you want. I'll be like, yup. They know I was from Cali. I wasn't even dressed for it. I was like, man, what the fuck? I ain't wearing no bomber jackets and shit. Y'all tripping.
So
Let's get to it though.
since you've been gone, bro, I feel funny. I feel funny talking about certain
Damn,
things.
Tone, that
'cause
came to my mind too.
Go ahead.
I feel funny talking about certain things because you know we old cats. Damn, we old cats talking about shit that we don't know a lot about. But I guess your boy Takashi.
And that shit just keep popping in the news. You can't help but to say something about it.
So I heard. So first of all, who heard the interview on the Breakfast Club?
Only heard a part of it, a little bit.
So I heard it that day when they. Did you hear it, Tom?
Nah, I seen like memes about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
So I'm just gonna put this out there real quick. So they had the interview on Breakfast Club, and I felt like he was setting it up for something was finna happen, because the way he was talking about, like, the way he was saying shit like, you know, I'm only scared of two things, and that was God and the feds. You know, and then right after that, he gets arrested by the feds, and then, you know, he was actually separating himself from all his gang ties and saying that, you know, that he was just, you know, it's all entertainment, that, you know, all the shit that he never said before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was saying during this. So it's kind of like, I felt like he was they already knew this was coming. That's why they're trying to separate. That's why he's trying to put out. But what I want to say before we go into it, because I got some questions I wanted to ask you guys, is I kind of don't believe it.
That it's real.
That it's real.
That he's
There's a little part of me that's thinking that this ain't real.
that he's
because
actually in jail, or
yeah,
Okay.
the whole thing is a scam. Because and mind you, it's not like I'm the first person to say the story's out there that is fake. They're saying that there's no real pictures of him being arrested. There's no, there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't stack up right about him being arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you would have seen.
There's
him
no
being
news.
arrested.
There's no news stories. TMZ reported on it, and there's all these things. Of course, when you go online, there's a whole bunch of bullshit. But like the real news and stuff, nobody's reported on it. So it's kind of like, is it real or not? Now, I kind of feel like it might be fake. I really do. The more I listen to the shit that we listen to, the Breakfast Club, the Joe Budden's, whatever podcast we listen to, and they talk on it, you start to think maybe, all right, maybe it did happen, but even they're going off of shit that ain't like facts. Nobody has facts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of as a part of me thinking it's not true. To skip all that, now we got it out the way. My first question would be, do you feel sorry for him? I'll go with you first, Kat.
Nope. I don't feel sorry for him.
Okay, explain.
I just think once you glorify something, and he's, talk that I can be here, I'm hard there, you're bringing a certain amount of attention to yourself. Now, you should know with everything that you're saying brings haters or brings interest or brings people towards you who want to test that. They either want to test that you hard as you say or is you as bad as you say, especially with the government. The government hear all this gang violence and all that shit. They want to know if it's real. So they're going to start to show some interest. And if you really doing those things, they coming to get you. So I think he kind of brought it to himself. That's just how I feel as a man my age now. As a youngster, I probably wouldn't have felt that way. But how I feel now is, he should have known all that shit he was talking. Eventually, somebody was going to ask some questions.
Just to add to what you're saying before we go to Tone. So you think that the government is really, threatened by 6ix9ine Tekashi with the shit that he talking?
I don't think the government is threatened.
you mentioned the government coming to get him.
Well, prosecutors, law, anybody who feels like, okay, he's mentioning things that are related to this case. Is he involved in that? They said some of the stuff they were talking about was drug dealing and alleged shootings and things like that. So if he's mentioning details tied to something like that, of course they're going to ask questions. So that's why I mentioned the government. If you put it out there like that, they picking these kids up off of their Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff. They see the little shit happen there, they go right to him and pick him up. So if he's out there advertising that type of shit, of course he's going to get that type of heat or that type of interest. So yeah, that's what I think.
Tone, do you feel sorry for him?
Nah, I don't feel sorry for the dude. He putting too much. Like I said, he's using the instruments that he's given, which is social media. I get it and everything, but nah, that social media ain't worth my freedom, bruh. There's no way. And everyone can get touched. He's got if he's really into hip hop and the culture and all that, he already know. He's got way too many examples of people talking about they can't be touched and they got touched. Too many people got touched. I don't feel sorry for him because he's asking for it. Now, to ask if it's real or fake, I haven't seen that one mugshot, an official one.
Exactly. There's no mugshot.
There's no mugshot. There's no him. No nothing. Everything is social media labels of, they froze his accounts. They froze his mom's account.
Mm-hmm.
He can't bail. And then it's kind of like all of a sudden he got rid of his management. All of a sudden there's another clip of him with his mans. He got rid of everybody.
Today is the
Nah.
first day I seen something that made me think maybe, and that was I seen his lawyer talking to a prosecutor, and they were talking.
Yeah,
the
but that's
first
his,
time.
that's exactly his lawyer
Yeah.
talking.
And
That
so
could be
I-
anything.
maybe.
Nah,
yeah,
I need a
maybe.
mug
Maybe you're right,
shot.
Eric, maybe.
I need an arrest footage. I need a mug shot.
So
I need all that. I need him in that orange, whatever they put on him. There's too. I've seen way too much.
I need that jumpsuit.
Look at Meek. Meek Mills was like gone. You seen him gone. You seen him get all that shit.
well,
he was in.
anybody that you see
Yeah,
get arrested.
anybody.
You see them, they get their mug shots. You
Get
see,
arrested.
and we got a story. We got some type of story besides TMZ or something to go on. So, truthfully, I don't feel sorry for him. I mean, and I'm sure we've all had this discussion. We all came to the same conclusion way back that something bad was going to happen to him.
Right.
I think that, truthfully, that prison was probably, out of the things that could have happened to him, probably one of the better things. Because I figured he was going to get killed and stuff the way he was talking and shit. But it makes me think about what's happened to him. Makes me think about how cats are so quick to holler blood or holler, whatever the set they claiming is and shit, and take it as as for play.
Right.
We grew up in a time when you just didn't yell out blood, cuz or whatever. You just don't yell that shit out if that ain't you. I know it got real popular during our time, to belong to be gang related, but we always had OGs that kept that shit in check. So if you wasn't real, that shit would come out. And we just didn't holler out, cuz or blood to be cool.
Hell no.
And what's interesting? You hit something that's really, really, I think is really important. I don't think back when we grew up, you could disassociate yourself with a gang that you was related to if you was really in that set. For him to say, "Oh, I have nothing to do with them,"
I say this. I don't think that you could disassociate yourself with being gang related when you that deep in, because he was, he had them cats doing work for him. Not only was he hanging around with them, he had him as security,
Yeah.
he had him as all around him doing business things. So when you that deep, yeah, you in.
You in.
It's another thing to be a dude that's kind of like what we call it when we were guilty by association or affiliation. That was a little different, because cats could be like, he never was. They could look at Tony. Oh, he never was a Crip. He never was a Blood. He just was a cat that we all know. That he just a dude that hung around.
Yeah.
So when he distances himself, it's not that big of a deal. You say, well, he never was. He wasn't doing work. He wasn't doing that kind of shit. This motherfucker was deep down. What when I say that is, I don't know exactly how deep he was, but I know from all the videos and stuff he put out, he was quick to call out that. Was that Treyway or whatever the fuck?
Treyway. Yeah.
Treyway blood this and blood. Everything was blood this, blood that, and the guy put that on blood. And that. I mean, you talking crazy like that, bruh. And then you inviting niggas to suck your dick. You kind of, you asking for it. And you daring motherfuckers to do shit. Not only was
That's
you,
it. That's what I'm saying. He's
that's it.
daring motherfucker.
Not only was you being disrespectful by claiming something that you ain't, or disrespecting the other side that you not, you daring motherfuckers to test it, which is crazy to me. Because even, like I said, we both know, we all three know, gangsters. And even the gangsters I know who been doing this shit for years, too old to be doing it now. I don't hear them test. You don't test they gangster. They don't challenge you to test their gangster. They go about their own self, and if you step out of line, you step toward.
Yeah.
Then you
you get dealt with.
You get dealt with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
even the OG
Exactly.
still bring
But
that.
they don't walk around testing challenging people to test their gangster, which is crazy. So he I don't feel sorry for him because he had a lot of people tell him.
Slow that shit down.
He had a lot of people tell him, look, you doing way too much. So I really feel like, I don't wish death on him. I don't want him to die, but get killed. But at the same time, he needs to be taught that lesson because you can't play around with some people's, what you feel as a way to get to be seen or a way to for people to hear your music and stuff like that. Other people are living that, so you can't be
and not making that money that he's making.
Yeah, and you can't. You just can't be throwing
That's the
around
reality.
people's. Yeah, you can't be exactly. You can't be throwing around other people's reality, as you using it as bullshit. As just to be as a platform vehicle.
I think real G's, them real killers, they just perceive him as a joke.
I don't even think they take him seriously.
Yeah, like he's
And
a
not
joke.
to mention, and I'm not saying this because even though I'm a big dude, I'm 6'5", whatever, 200 something pounds.
Man.
A man. I'm not no fighter. I ain't no, I don't claim to be no thug and shit. But when I look at a little nigga like him, you kind of, he looks like some little kid. I don't mean it like, some little kid, but that's what he looks like to you. When you see him,
Yeah, because kids kill.
you look at, but what I'm saying,
Nah, he look like a joke.
but when you
do
look
like-
at him,
like a
when
little
you
kid,
look
though.
at him, he looked like somebody you would be like, man, if you don't bring your ass over here and sit
Yeah.
down somewhere, like somebody you would talk to like that.
Yeah.
So I can imagine if I look at him like that, them real killers is looking at him like, man, shut,
Yeah, he's kind of like I'm
Nigga, stop.
just gonna let him go because it's easy. He's easy to touch. I'm just gonna let him go and let some other knucklehead and he has something to prove.
somebody will check him.
Yeah.
Somebody will check
Yeah.
him.
I mean,
So
he
now
do need to be washed just a little bit.
He gonna get
he,
if he in jail. If this is true,
right.
if he in jail, he gonna
somebody
Somebody will step to him. Yeah. for
yeah,
sure.
and he gonna
That's
humble
if
up.
he
He gonna
goes.
humble up real quick because he ain't gonna be inviting nobody to suck his dick in jail. When them real blood niggas get a hold of him,
When that Mr. Kool-Aid man.
or better yet, them Crip niggas get a hold of him.
Oh yeah.
Nigga, a lot of options in jail. So
Yeah, oh, you was hauling all that blood shit.
Man, first thing he gonna do is can I get a what you call it? Separate me from what you call. 'Cause
Well, he's been
such a big
separated.
celebrity, yeah.
He's been separated now, but
That's
so they
if
put him
he's
in. Hang on, that's where you see Katone. You've been out of the thing. You've been out of the loop.
All right.
Shit.
So when they
Bring it to us.
arrested him,
Mm-hmm.
indicted him or whatever they did to him, supposedly they did it saving his life because they've been listening to phone calls. They've been listening. So his people that's supposed to be his boys and stuff, they've been saying that they're gonna, that he's about to get touched. That all this shit he's
Yeah.
talking now, they finna go get him.
Why, 'cause
So
he
they
dropped
went
him?
out. They went out. They talking about
Yeah, but because he dropped him.
yeah,
right?
because he's supposedly he's through with him, which I don't believe either.
Okay.
But it's supposedly he's through with him, right? So they supposedly did him a favor by picking him up. So what I'm gonna say, where you've been out of the loop for a minute, is that what were you just saying?
Well, no, I was saying that that he was, what did I say? Oh, because he dropped his management and all the other stuff.
I know, but
He-
you said something when I said you was out of the loop for me because you said that what'd you just say?
You got me, but go ahead.
Anyway, so they arrested him. They got him up out of there, and supposedly they did that to keep him away from so general population. That's what we was talking about.
Oh, they
So
separated me,
they
okay.
put him in general population from the get.
Oh,
They
Yeah,
put him. Yeah, they
interesting.
put him in general population.
Mhm.
interesting.
So he's been in general population for all of I think it was a day or two, and then suddenly it might have been a day or two. I'm not for sure about that, but suddenly in the middle of the night, they came in, took him out, in the middle of the night and took him to a different place where nobody knows where he's at now. His attorney doesn't know where he's at. They took him out of there for his safety.
Because he's getting threats.
Yeah, he supposedly he
so
was getting
got,
threats
he got
and
the
stuff.
green light. He
So-
got green lit.
But when they first put him in, or
Snitch.
see, exactly, or he talked. He's talking now. So they pulled him up on out of there.
Snitching.
Yeah.
But all that to be said, I still want to say it might not be true. All this shit might be because it sounds like some shit he'd do, bro. He trolling all of us right now
Yeah.
because he got the new album coming out this week.
And there's that whole report of his manager stealing $2.5 million.
All
from him or
that,
something.
all that shit.
All that bullshit. And
All
then,
that shit.
so you just so happen to have a video of you actually on the phone.
I saw that, but that goes against him. Where he puts the hit on Chief Keef's cousin or something.
Something like
You know
that.
what? It's I gotta say real quick.
Come on.
Crazy
I just
shit.
gotta say real quick.
on.
I just
Shit
said
outlandish.
that like I knew who the
Man.
fuck Chief Keef. I don't know who the fuck Chief Keef is. I don't know.
He got shot at.
It's like, but I'm just saying though. I'm an old nigga talking all this shit about,
You don't know who
and I know I got
Keith
half
is.
of, and I know I understand. I got half of this shit wrong probably, but I don't know who none of these motherfuckers is.
The bottom line is the little boy
We
needs to
middle-aged.
settle the fuck down and try to get his rap career together instead of his bullshit he trying to
Man,
do.
rap. Okay,
Make
Oh
some
wait,
mu- make
no!
the
don't-
music.
Did you not say that? Did you just
Make some
say
music. Make some music and shut the fuck up.
that? Did you even say music and Tekashi in
Man,
the same?
they
sentence?
they like him. They
Okay.
like
You right.
everyone's
You
telling
gotta-
me about
you right.
Jaden.
They do
like
like
Jaden,
him.
right? They love him.
Yeah.
That's you know.
I think
Wait.
we're back to the Jaden.
You mean the
Yeah,
Jaden?
I mean, they
You're
love
right
him.
though. It
Junior-
might not be.
Hey,
It
Junior
might
was
not be.
bumping the shit out of
You're
him when
right.
he came up. And
It
I was
might
like,
not
oh,
be our shit.
Yeah, they love
They
him.
love him. You're right.
I'd rather go to Jaden than I would Tekashi.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you.
I
I don't know what song it was I heard about Tekashi, but I was like, damn, it was
The one on
hard.
the
I mean,
radio
this
with
shit was
Nicki?
hard, dog. Nah, not that. It was before that. But I was like, this shit's hard, bruh. But I don't know how I can get down with some little,
You know what?
some little boy
It just
with
ain't me.
rainbow hair. He a little boy. He look like a little boy to me, nigga.
Especially when he runs.
He
They
look like
make
a
memes
little.
of that dude running all the time. That
He
shit be
look like
funny
a
though.
little boy to me.
Yes.
He funny when I watch him on video. He entertaining, but he takes the entertainment too far. So today I was listening to what's that? It might have been Joe Budden. Sorry about that.
Hey. 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 Who that, Joe Budden?
Hello.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
real ghetto right now. Right now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live.
Hold on, we got a
Yeah.
phone call.
Eric on the phone, having a phone conversation
Look, I
during
can't
the
talk
middle
about this
of a
right now. I'm in the
podcast.
podcast.
I can't even hear. Hold on.
Podcast. And I'm gonna leave this
Okay.
shit in because I think
Okay,
it is
we wanna-
ghetto than a motherfucker. The
That's
ghetto.
hey man. When there's a call, there's a call. Shoot, we don't. Show don't stop.
Mr.
Can't
Telephone
stop.
Man
Oh,
around
what?
this motherfucker.
Won't stop.
Mr. Telephone Man around this one. Oh, is that what you trying to say?
Hey,
Extra large because they run small now.
Oh,
hey, Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody call the ghetto up.
A
Same.
good time right now.
Let them know we got the representative
Yeah.
is still here.
It's a good time to put a Dave Hollister
Yep.
Don't call
song.
me.
Come on. Yeah, there you go.
The parking pass.
Right, Dave Hollister song to come on.
So I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, right? And so they were bringing up, was it Joe Budden? Oh, you know what? It wasn't. It was Charlamagne was Brilliant Idiots.
Mm.
And for once, I don't want to say that because then, fuck it, they ain't nobody listens to us anyway.
Say it, bruh.
Andrew Schultz, for once, was saying something I kind of agreed with.
What's that?
He was saying that they were trying to so Charlamagne and what's the old girl's name? Grimes, Mimi Grimes, or
Yeah.
I forget her first name. Grimes, the one that's married to the football player.
Okay.
And so she was saying Charlamagne and them was trying to say that they were trying to defer, trying to show the difference between a Tekashi 6ix9ine and say like a 50 Cent or Tupac or hear me out.
Okay.
Or Tupac in them, right? And they were saying that they were saying that, but when like say for 50 Cent for instance, because they argued a lot on this, They're saying because when 50 Cent did it, when he was, this is before the word trolling was made, but when he was trolling people and stuff, that he was real about his stuff, that he was that and he was this. And I was kind of like, I understand kind of what you're saying,
Mhm.
but it's still basically the same thing. The only reason why we put a lot more into what 50 Cent did, thinking he's more real or he's more I don't know, gangster or whatever, is because he's just somebody that's closer to our era, closer to our age. So we put a lot more importance on people that are closer to our era and stuff. Where if you talk to a younger kid, you talking to somebody younger, they're gonna put a lot of importance on what the younger people are doing because that's somebody that's in their era. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like whoever that person is that's doing the same thing is real about their shit.
Okay.
So they were saying it's different. Andrew Schultz was saying basically it's the same thing. You do this outlandish stuff to get attention. Yeah, you might be gifted in the talent, rapping, whatever it is that you do, but there's a lot. Basically what he was saying is there's a million people out there with who can sing, or in this instance,
Sing,
who can rap, who can rap.
Dance, whatever it is.
Okay,
yeah, whatever
now
talent
how
it is.
you gonna stand out as that rapper? Because all of them are good. We're
Yeah.
gonna say all of them are good.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna stand out? He found a way to stand out with first of all with his appearance, the
Yeah.
rainbow hair, the tattoos, the gold teeth, and the whole outfit, his whole appearance. Then on top of that, he starts trolling people. He starts going after people and talking crazy.
Mhm.
So Charlemagne said you can't say this. It worked. He says it doesn't work because at the end of the day, he's in jail. The thing is that he got the attention, which brought us to his music, and whether we like it or not, his music was good enough that people embraced it, and people love it. So what I'm saying is I kind of agree with the point that 50 Cent kind of did the same thing because he just did it at that time. I mean, if 50 Cent had the internet now, like he had it then, then like he had,
Yeah.
like we have it now,
Yeah.
he would have been doing the same exact thing.
I think so.
Yeah, if not worse. Because 50 Cent, he used what he had and he talked shit about everybody. And basically, he chose who he wanted to. He got to fight
Right.
with everybody.
Yeah.
Well, he put that on the music though,
Yeah.
which everybody wound up getting.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
how
that's
he did it.
that's
he,
how
he
that's
came
what
after every
that-
rapper there was.
That's what the vehicle was back
Yeah,
then.
Yeah.
If he would it, because he does it. Think about it. He does it now.
Yeah.
No,
And
now
he-
he's got Instagram.
Yeah. So now, just think.
Yeah,
So just think
yeah.
if he would have had it back then.
But he don't even got music anymore too. And that's the funny part.
Yeah.
He don't got the music no more. He just has the Instagram, which is I enjoy it.
Well, he
Tell
did.
you the truth.
He still has the music. He's just not. He's just not relevant.
It's not massive. Like
Yeah, he's not.
it's-
So basically, he's gonna reach more people Instagram. He's gonna reach more people now Instagram than he would with his music because
Right.
his music is basically going to us,
Yeah.
the hip hop heads from our era.
Right.
We're the last ones that's listening to 50 Cent. You talk to our kids. Our kids ain't really. They know 50 Cent.
They know 50
But
Cent,
they-
but they're not listening.
But they know 50 Cent more for power
Yeah.
or for all that shit. They
Yeah.
know 50 Cent for that person, beats and
Right.
and the vitamin water and all that shit. They know 50 Cent is that. And they know, of course, in the club. Who don't know that? But we know 50 Cent as the dude that ruined Ja Rule's career.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that Ja Rule.
The dude,
robbed all
and
the
how to
rappers.
rob and stuff.
Ooh.
We know all that shit. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
At his prime. Yeah.
so it's kind of like, I see, and then they threw Tupac in there too. They said Tupac, was another cat, and he did. Tupac, he chose who he went after, which was the East Coast. But once he chose, he just said whatever and did whatever he wanted to do, and he knew that they all had that kind of rule that, was that all press is good press or whatever. All
yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
no
that's
matter
that
what they say,
NWA shit.
yeah, just no
Yeah.
matter what they say,
Yeah.
as long as they talking about us.
Well,
It's
the,
good.
the crazy part about that is we talk about Tupac. When you say that,
Can't get-
Tupac and 50 probably followed Tupac's guideline more so than Tekashi following 50's guideline. Why I'm saying that is that Tupac had decided, if you say something about me, I'm gonna let you have it. You know, if you never said nothing or never did nothing in his way and you just stayed neutral, you was good. He never probably jumped on you.
I don't agree
If he
with that.
felt like he heard any sense of anything you ever said about him, or you and Tony hang out and Tony, you don't like me, I'm getting on you, both of you motherfuckers, because that's your homie and I'm gonna get on you.
I think
that was Tupac.
See, that's what I'm saying. So,
50 followed that.
but that's what I'm saying. Just that what you said alone. That's what my argument was going to be. Just that what you said is two different things. Because
Well,
at first,
in association.
because
yeah, yeah.
because you didn't have to say nothing about Tupac. Just because I was cool with you and Tupac didn't like you,
That was association.
Yeah, so he didn't
his
like-
thing. Guilty by association.
because a
But he
lot
said
of
that
people
lot.
got Tupac. A lot of people got Tupac hate just because
Guilty by association.
exactly. And
But he said that.
But yeah, but by that case, shit, that's taking out half a mother. So that's why it was East Coast against West Coast.
But that's what he said. If you ride with him, I'm coming for you too. That's what I said. That's what he said that. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
50
didn't have to. But you didn't have to have a. You didn't have to have a side. What I'm saying is, you didn't have to have an opinion about the beef.
Yeah.
All I had to do was be cool with you,
Right.
and because I'm cool with you, all of a sudden I'm in the middle of this beef. He talking shit about me in my sickle cell.
Yeah.
Oh, he
And
talking
50
about me in my.
Oh yeah, did
And
listen
50
to hit him up.
And 50, so
Exactly,
50,
he's
50 was
getting-
probably much the same way, though. 50 was like, I'm gonna go after
Well,
anybody that's
Pac probably just picked a side, and that's the side he's gonna
that's
be
the side
in.
he ran with. So, but I'm saying, but Tekashi and his thing,
Yeah.
he figured it out better. He was like, in one sense, he's like, I'm a no fucking body. I have nobody following me.
I have nothing to
I have
lose.
nothing to lose. So I'm gonna go after everybody.
Anybody, you know, I'm just gonna talk shit about.
If you say
anybody.
you hard, I see you saying you hard on your site and you getting some traffic, I'm coming to say I'll go to your neighborhood and stand on your motherfucking block. If you say you this or that, I'm coming in to say you ain't shit, you can suck my dick.
That's
I don't
That's
even
how
think. I
Tekashi
don't even
was,
think.
man.
I don't even think it was about who said what.
Yeah, he just came
It's
at
just
him.
where the most action was happening.
Most
at.
action, yeah.
Wherever he
comes at
saw
him.
it was happening, then that's what he addressed.
The traffic
so-
went, he went after that motherfucker.
So blood, you know, for some reason, blood is popular. I don't know
Yeah.
why. You know, we live in California, so
it
we
went
see.
all the way back to the
Yeah,
East Coast with that
but
bullshit.
For some reason, we live in California, so we see both.
Yeah, we see both.
We see
Yeah.
Crips and Bloods, but for some reason, blood has it. From my experience, it seems like blood travels a little more because I see
It has got way popular compared to where we grew up.
because I see like people like Chris Brown and them claiming blood. All these when I say, and I know you roll your eyes. I'm just
Virginia.
I'm not being for real, but I'm
Right.
saying the stars seem that they claim blood. You see the Dipset,
Yeah.
they claim blood. It's like you know. I ain't saying the Dipset ain't hard niggas. I'm not saying
I don't
that they're
know.
not-
Shit, I don't know. Them
I don't
niggas.
know them either, but
they might
but
be.
I gotta question. I gotta question them when they hollering blood. Cause how you all the way in New York hollering blood? It just
You
don't
know
make no
what's-
sense to me.
You know what's funny about this whole thing, and I always think about this because
Especially when I'm sorry, real quick. Especially when you an old nigga.
yeah,
When you
Oh,
an old nigga like us, how the hell are you all the way in? You a true New Yorker.
Like
Yeah,
Harlem
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. So
yeah,
that's what
you a
that's-
true New York nigga. How are you hollering blood?
I want to speak on because I grew up in the time when that shit started to travel. So in the '80s, when it started to travel, and I remember us being in our neighborhood, and we was just nothing. It was just gang related, no this or that, right? And then the Crips came to the neighborhood, and then one day, I think we talked about this before, we turned into Crips. So my friend was like, God damn, we Crips now. But when I went to Oakland and I went to to Richmond and all them, they was like, fuck that.
Yeah, they don't do
We
gang shit.
we don't do that shit. We do money. That's what the fuck we do. We do money. We represent whatever the fuck we is from the street we live on. We don't do that cripple blood shit. We represent money. I thought that shit was the most interesting shit because, like you said, Virginia, New York, motherfucking down south,
Chicago.
These
Chicago had-
motherfuckers all picked up on something that was LA based and became that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, and don't get it wrong. We're not trying to say that like we talk about
No,
Chicago.
We
for
did
instance.
it. So I
Well,
But what I'm
Chicago
saying,
had
hang on,
the,
Vice Lords. They had
Lords,
they had the
G-
Vice Lords. They had
G-
the
yeah.
Vice
what's
Lords
some other
and,
ones fucking called?
they got a lot of gangs that
Yeah,
just
but-
stuck.
but what I'm
stayed where they
saying
was.
is, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying
which
is like
yeah.
the Vice Lords. What's the other gang called there?
I don't
DP's
know.
Disciples, yeah, disciples
yeah.
and stuff.
Gangster
But
Disciples.
remember those gangs that they had in Chicago
They
were
been
all of a
there,
sudden
though.
affiliated, but they got affiliated with Crips and Bloods. So it was funny because as the Bloods and Crips moved through, certain gangs that were already there, like we were talking about the Chicago gang.
Yeah.
They chose sides.
They chose sides. That's how
they
we did. We
affiliated.
chose sides.
They affiliated with the Bloods, or they affiliated with the Crips. So even though like the,
They
and
got
I don't want
colors.
to.
And all that shit is a waste of time in life. I'm gonna tell you.
We
I don't
know
give a
that because our age.
Fuck that shit. Man.
Yeah,
That's
but you know what? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it's a
That's
waste. You know what? It's a waste of time in the big picture of things, but it's also in some people's life something that they can't avoid.
Oh, you can't.
And if you
No,
grow
you
up in
can't.
a certain
That third
yeah,
generation.
if you grow up in a
can't.
certain area, bruh, you're going to be affiliated with.
have
Because
no
of the
choice.
area.
I was
have no
affiliated
choice.
with affiliated with Crips because of where I was at.
They don't see. This is the funny part. You know, I think my kids asked me this before. You get jumped in. I said jumped in, nigga. I live there. There ain't no jumping in.
Yeah, I was.
I can't jump
I
out.
grew up in it, so
That's
it's
where
like
the fuck I grew up.
it's a trip
no
because
jump in.
because I was affiliated with Crip cats. All my, it
Yeah.
wasn't. When I say all my friends were Crips, it wasn't that we was Crips. It's just
You
that
lived in the Crip
We lived in the
neighborhood.
Crip area. So to this day, I still, it's still something. You could ask certain people,
Yeah.
do you know Eric? And they'll say, oh, Crip nigga, the nigga the Crip
Yeah, I
nigga
hate
from
that
29th
shit,
Street. And I'm like, I've never been a Crip. Nigga, I've never been a Crip nigga, but that's just
That's where you
guilty.
live.
Yeah.
That's where
you
you
guilty by
That's
association.
what I said. Nobody came to me and put a tattoo on me or whatever and said you now a Crip nigga. Nigga, I lived in that
Nigga said
neighborhood.
tattoo.
I lived in that neighborhood, and anybody outside of that neighborhood said we was Crip niggas.
And
That's
it's
It's
it.
like I lived
That's
in the
it.
Crip neighborhood, but I went to a school that was Bloods.
That's it. And nothing you really can say. You can't go
Yeah,
explain
but
to them, I'm not in the game. They be like, I don't give a fuck.
Nah,
But
when
you
it
know
was
what?
time-
I ain't do
no,
nothing.
when it was
When it's
time
time
to
to
pull-
fight,
when
nigga,
it's
you
time
better
to
be
fight, you
swinging.
better get with your
better
boys.
swing. You better be
You be
swinging,
with your
nigga.
boys.
When
You
it's
gotta be
time
with
to
your
fight.
boys, yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta be with your boys.
And-
If they happen to be Crips or they happen to be
Yeah,
Bloods,
yeah.
then you
That's
a
it.
Blood, then you a Crip.
And the funny thing about the
fuck
whole
that.
thing to me is that,
I'm a nerd.
whenever I get a chance to go to LA or whatever, I talk to people from LA, the first thing they tell me is, man, man, the Latinos run this shit down here.
I ain't never heard no nigga say that.
Yeah, Latinos run the
Man,
motherfucking
I
down there.
ain't never heard no nigga
Motherfucking
say that.
Latinos is
Whether they
killing
do,
it down there.
whether they do or they don't, I ain't never talked to a
Well,
nigga
these
that
ain't
admits
niggas.
that.
So these ain't niggas. So they probably ain't saying. They ain't
I'm
probably
about to
saying
say
that.
because
Well, then
They
they don't know.
because it's funny.
They
the niggas
they not
down,
black. Let me say that.
Oh, then they don't know.
Because I was
Oh
about
no,
to say.
they live down there. They live down there. They just said they more afraid of the Latinos than they.
What's
than-
crazy-
Than they
what's-
of the Christian Bloods down there.
What's
down there.
crazy about blacks and Latinos here in California is when you go down south, I noticed that, and even from our brothers that live up here
Mhm.
that are from down there, they got I ain't gonna say a hatred, but they got something against Latinos. And I don't know if like Latinos, Mexican, we say Mexicans, I haven't experienced it on their side, but maybe they probably got the same type of hatred. But it's a little different when you come up north, because Northern California, at least my experience, we get along good.
Northerners get along.
We get along good with Mexicans.
Southerners
Mexicans,
don't.
yeah,
Southerners don't mix.
Mexicans and blacks in Northern California get along good,
Right.
from my experience.
But the Southerners
But
don't.
when you go down to LA and you talk to brothers from LA, they got a whole different story. Them niggas don't like Mexicans for some reason.
No.
And they claim that Mexicans don't like them, that they be doing all kind of shiesty shit. So
they're heavy down there, man. They heavy.
I don't know, but I ain't never came across a brother that said they running shit. Because every brother I know down there say they running shit.
Them ain't brothers I'm talking to, unfortunately, because this is just people that I get a chance to talk to, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on down there, man? I mean, it's not like it was.
But I don't know how we got talking all this shit.
Man, I'm glad I'm a grown up.
Finally,
I'm glad to be a fucking.
Finally, I'm glad
glad
I
I'm a
finally
grown-up,
got
man.
you, man.
Because when I
Hey.
go to LA, I'm going past LA.
I don't even
Let me-
look.
let
I
me
don't
say
even
this.
look for that shit.
I'm glad my neighbors are white.
I ain't gonna say that.
I mean, I don't care. I'm just glad I'm at that point in my life where I don't need to go
My
see
white-
nobody
my
in no
white neighbors
hood.
Get on my nerve.
We got some sprinkled black people and
No, he got
Latinos
some
in
crazy
there.
white neighbors too.
And they good.
On one side,
Nah, they cool. My people's is cool.
nigga, that one side
Which one?
with the on you. So when I come out your house on the right side, if I'm walking out your door,
They arguing?
no, they ain't arguing. They
These
just
people,
crazy.
my neighborhood, these
weirdos.
people stay to
They
their
weird.
fucking self.
They crazy.
I'm not like
They're
that
older. They're older white weirdos.
They stay to
That's all
themselves,
they are.
Tony.
No, they
White
stay to
weirdos.
themselves. They
That's
just-
it. That's
they
all they
just
got to
weirdos.
do.
Yeah, they
That's what the
really stay
fuck
to
you
stuff
gotta
like
do.
they got bodies buried.
Yeah.
As long as they keep them
Yeah.
bodies
They
in their
weird
neighborhood,
like
they come in
that.
mine.
nigga.
No,
weird like that.
Hey, when your girl say she feel kind of creepy about that old man leering at her,
What?
yeah,
Like
she-
this,
yeah, like this,
Damn.
yeah.
I be
And,
telling,
and he got a drone.
I be telling,
And he got a
I
drone.
be like, Tom, what's up
Oh,
with your
shit.
neighbor?
An old man with a drone. You know
Tom,
why?
what's up with your neighbor, bro?
Y'all in the backyard taking pictures.
Man, he got like a small dog and a big three-legged dog. Man,
I want to go into something real quick,
Let's do it.
and I don't know how long it's gonna go because it leads into something else. I don't know the whole story, so y'all gotta help me out. But I just heard a piece of it. So I heard, I think it was on. We always mention other podcasts. It's no secret. I listen to all kind of podcasts. So sometimes, I mean, you can't help but repeat some of the stuff that people say because we all, we all living in
They
the
all
same
talk
world. So
about
we
the
all
same
talk about the same shit.
Yep. Yep.
But I think it was Joe Budden I was listening to when they were talking about the guy, the missionary guy who went to the island to so-called save. He wanted to introduce Jesus to this group of this how would you say it? Is it a race of people? I guess it would be. I'm not for sure where it was, but this
natives.
So
Natives?
this area has been known. They're their own people. They have their own area, and it's against the law to even go to this area. You're not even supposed to go there, but it is dangerous. They've been known to kill people and stuff. But this guy decides that he's going to go over and introduce Jesus to these people. So he goes there, and I guess I don't know about boat, plane. I don't know how he gets there, but he's anyway. He's walking. He walks to introduce himself. Gets there to introduce himself. Walks towards him and stuff. And of course, he's met with death. They shoot him with a bunch of arrows and stuff. And I'm kind of going about what Joe Budden and them said, but my question, what I wanted to get past what they were talking about. So we've been avoiding this topic because this topic is one of them topics that people really feel strongly about and stuff, but I just wanted to get into it, is religion.
Oh boy.
Okay. Woo. Okay.
Well, okay. All right.
Once again,
Is that shit you don't talk about at Thanksgiving?
once again, we're talking about. Once again, we see how it just the problem. Okay, here's the problem I got. When you, if you believe in Christianity, if you believe in God, Jesus, and Christianity, they tell you all the time what the right way is and what the wrong way is. Basically, there's no middle. There's the right way and the wrong way, right? You do the right thing, you'll be rewarded, everlasting life in heaven.
Mm.
You do the bad thing, you'll be punished by going to hell for the rest of your for eternity.
Right.
Now I can go on forever with reasons why I don't think that I'm starting to come to the conclusion that I just really not believing. But if God is the person that they teach us to believe that controls everything, who sees everything and everything happens for a reason, why the fuck is one of his people that's coming to teach good things to people who supposedly don't have God in their life punished with 20 arrows to the heart as soon as he walked? And you know what? And before y'all give y'all's opinion on it, we can say the same thing about some of the crimes that happen in this world. When we talk about how priests
Mm-hmm.
touch kids, when we talk about almost every war that we never fought has been in the name of God.
Crusades.
When you talk about shit to terrorist attacks in the name of Allah, you know, we
Salem witch hunt.
so this nigga. But so what I'm saying is
It's true.
what I'm saying is if God is in control of all this, the one safe haven. I mean, the church shootings, the church fires, the church,
Yeah.
the one safe place where we're supposed to not have to worry about this kind of stuff. The one place where you're supposed to be able to go and talk to your man, talk to the preacher or the priest, and he's supposed to find, get you to at peace, get you to a point where you're at peace and you're supposed to feel comfortable and shit. You can't even go to that place because that place is more corrupt.
Lord's house.
The Lord's house seems. I don't want to. Like I said, I got to keep throwing these. Are these? What are they? Verbs?
What's that?
I don't know what they call them. But these words that like seams in there that so I don't make it just concrete. But it's like you gotta. Those are the places where you're supposed to feel safe, right?
Supposed to.
Well, yeah.
And those
It's
are the
hard-
places where people take advantage.
Okay,
It's hard. I guess it's hard for me to say
let me start you out with a question. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna go Tone. 'Cause I've been hearing you first all the time. I'm gonna go Tone first.
Oh Lord Jesus. I mean, yeah.
The Lord Jesus. First of all, I want to ask you: do you believe in God?
We had this conversation a long time
Okay,
ago.
but
You got
give
mad
me,
at
give
me.
me, yep. Give me the quick answer. Just yes or no. I got a follow up.
Damn, Tone.
Because I don't want to be that person that goes, I believe in something.
Okay, see, I knew you, but what I'm saying is I want the quick answer,
But
and
you
then
say
I let
God.
you. But then I let you go back, and you can explain everything that you want to say. I just want the quick answer. Do you believe in God?
Okay, for now,
Yeah.
because of the last 2 years, it's hard to believe anything.
Do you believe in Jesus?
That probably falls in the same place.
Okay. You have anything that you want to add to that?
No, I just wanted to add because of the as well as Eric knows what I went through with my mom. It's very hard to believe
Mind you, Tone
anything.
had already expressed his feelings about how he felt about the religion thing way before. And truthfully, I've come around to where probably where Tone was then, and I actually got mad at him.
Yeah, you got
Because,
mad at me. Fuck
'cause
you. You
I
ain't
just-
hanging out with my family with that bullshit.
Yeah,
feelings.
I ain't say all that. I said something like that, but I ain't say all that.
See?
But anyway, so what happened to him the last few years with his mother and stuff, that's something that he can talk about. But I just want to throw in there that he before that even happened, he was already questioning whether or not that was something that he wanted to take part in.
And that's the thing is like you question it before something actually personally happens to you, and then it becomes, ooh, maybe I'm right. Personally, it's not a shot to anybody else that has a different attitude. There's people out there that tell you straight out, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in shit.
Yeah.
And there's people that's in a whole new other level than I am. But personally, for what I've been through, considering the thoughts I had before, the questions, and now it's the questions after it happened to me on a personal level, it's to that reason why, like, really? Like, that's where I'm at right now. Maybe there's something one day that might change me, and I'm thinking a whole new other thing. But for now, it's a big question mark. So,
So before I go to Kev real quick, I mean just to kind of add on to what you're saying, or I don't know, kind of clarify for for folks. Do you kind of feel like, I mean, when we talk about your mom, right? And I'm not gonna go deep off into that, but do you feel like sometimes that people who are, how do I say it? I mean, I got somebody in my family. Happens to be one of my wife's folks that I believe that was a great person, was a real great person, and then when you see that they don't follow the rules of, say, Christianity, the rules say that that person's going to hell, or in your case, just what your mom went through.
Mhm.
Why did she have to go through so much pain? Why, such a good woman? Why does God choose that person to go through so much pain? But then you could turn around and see sorry motherfuckers, low life motherfuckers to go through, you know, live that good life. And it's like, what's the benefit of being that good person? Or what's the benefits from being? Is that kind of what you're saying? Like, like
Yeah, well, that's the shit that you go through. Like, why take such a good person? Why is there a person out there right now that I don't know more deserving for you to take?
yeah, why? Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
I know what you're saying.
I'm speaking on the that's me. That's my anger.
And
Like, why take her? She's lived the life that you expect your
not only,
daughters and sons to live.
yeah, not only not why take her, but put her through the
Yeah.
put her through the pain. And you know what? I mean, I'm sorry. Put Kevin here too, because
Yeah.
Kev's got his own,
Yeah.
stuff that he's been going through his family and shit. So I mean, we've all had it. Maybe at different levels. We haven't. Tone lost his mother, but we all kind of going through certain things. But I know that Kev's going through some stuff with his family too. First, before you join all the way in, do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you believe in? No, I'm fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
You know, I don't even care. What
So-
you think.
We gotta like
So,
this
so if you believe in God, I don't even ask the second question about Jesus and stuff. So,
Yeah, you already know I do.
so, is there something you want to add to that?
Um, you know, I can understand a person feeling like God is not there for him or them or whoever it is. Um, I've had personal tragedy, and it makes you wonder how could a God let something like that happen.
Exactly. That's the perfect way. That's what I was trying to say.
It's
That's what I
like,
was
man,
trying to
this is
say.
crazy. But if you think back to, and who knows if any of this is true, man. The hard part in religion is believing all the stuff that's written and said. When there was a choice of Adam and Eve to have sin or not sin, we chose sin. So the punishment for that is for us to go through pain, personal pain. So we go through personal pains because of that choice. And that's people dying, people being hurt, people this, people that. And I don't know, man. I'm not that well versed in the Bible to know exactly how it all goes down. But I will say that I have an expectation to go through pain
So, what?
in my belief in my religion.
And that's
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 horrible.
basically what I believed in from the get go too. But my thing is this. Okay, if if that's what life is, or that's what we're supposed to be going through, the pain because of the choices that was made by Adam and Eve or whatever, it's kind of like, to me, it's like we know in our mind, we know the difference between right and wrong. So we see the pain that we're going through. We see all the stuff. It just, the part I don't get is that it. I hate to say it, man, because, well, fuck it, man. At this point, I'm not afraid to say it. If it, if I get struck down, just get struck, I guess.
There's people
But,
said a whole lot worse.
I mean, but what I'm saying is that if that's the truth, if that's what we're supposed to believe, that God felt like from that decision that we have to suffer for the rest of our fucking lives, and kids have to be killed, and all this has to be done. All the shit that I don't even need a name, but just think of all the bad shit that you see. Hang on. All the bad shit that you see on TV, all the bad shit that you hear on the news, all the bad shit that just, the worst shit that you can think of, the school kids getting killed. If all that is a part of our punishment for Adam and Eve, God that's an evil motherfucker.
Well,
That's evil, bro.
You know what's the trip about that is what you said. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like that's very evil. But the fact is, he gives you the ability to choose.
No.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before you say that,
Okay.
you choose every day right from wrong. We choose every day right from wrong. Some people elect to choose wrong over right. That's just what it is. And those people are usually the people who are doing the terrorism, killing, murder, and
My
laming.
problem with that.
So that free choice that we wanted, we got. Now we got free choice.
My problem
and some of
with
these
that
people
is,
take that shit to the extreme.
No, my problem with that is that I want you to try to see this like I'm seeing it. I'm dividing this up into two things, right? So
Right.
on this side, so you see what I'm saying? We got a screen.
Right.
So we got the left side and we got the right side, right?
Right.
On the left side, you got Eric
Right.
getting up in the morning, going about his business, right? On the right side of the screen, we got, and I want you to hear me out on this. I know you're going to figure it out before I get it all done, but
Go ahead.
you got little, I don't know, Sally. You got little Sally getting up, getting ready to go to school. From the time I get up, I might be making the wrong decisions. I'm like, fuck this. Oh, fuck, give me a drink. Oh, fuck, they smoke something, I'll snort something. Whatever drug of my choice, whatever my wrong decisions are that morning, I'm doing all of them, right? You got, what did I say, little Sally?
Sally.
You got little Sally. She's doing everything right. She ain't got up. She ain't thanked the good Lord for waking her up. She's went into the room, went to the bathroom, washed her face, brushed her teeth, cleaned it, made up her bed, did everything right. Every choice that she has to make that morning, she's making the right choice. I've made the wrong choices all the way up. When our screens come together is when I decide to walk up in the school and shoot up little Sally and everybody in her classroom that did everything right that day. Now, I might have made the wrong choices, but little Sally and her family and everybody is paying for all the wrong choices that I made, whether they've been living that right life their whole time. So my thing is, I only can look at it as a parent. As a parent, if that happened to me, you took my child, bruh. And I hate to say it like this. Like I say, if I gotta get struck, I gotta get struck. I'm questioning God, Jesus, Moses, Peter, Paul, I'm questioning everybody because you just took a child, bruh, that was doing everything right.
All right. So let me ask you this. All right, let me ask you this. Eric.
Tone, jump in anytime, bro. You can help me out.
It could be
This
guy Eric he was talking about.
Right.
This guy Eric goes to the school before he gets to shoot anybody. The cops shoot him down, kill him dead. How much sympathy you got for him?
Depends.
The guy Eric went to go kill the kids.
Remember? Oh no, he got to go.
How much sympathy you got for him?
I ain't got no sympathy.
How much compassion? None. Zero.
None.
Right? You're not trying to change the world. That's perfect. Right?
No,
you're not
it's
looking for religion.
perfect.
You're not
It's
looking for any.
perfect.
You're not looking for anything. That man deserved to die, and he's dead. Great. But when Sally got killed and all her other little friends, everybody was looking for some intervention. Everybody wanted something to be done. Everybody wanted a change. So we learned those lessons by
What lesson though?
what happens with God, He brings you closer to Him by saying, if you all come back to religion.
Okay, that's what's fucked up.
I'm just trying to tell you.
That's what's fucked
this
up.
Is how
though.
they look at it.
In order for me to come to your religion,
I know, Eric. I know what you're gonna say,
Nah,
but I'm
man.
just gonna tell you that's how
bullshit,
they look at it,
bro.
dude.
That's bullshit.
It is. It is. It's the pain and suffering that people go through that
man.
brings people home. That's what they say.
I know that you're
Nah,
not.
man.
I know that you're not.
Do I believe that totally? Me personally? Nah.
I know that you.
But that's what I hear.
Okay.
That's the preaching that comes in my ear when I'm hearing from the people. I mean, you got to remember. I'm
gonna say this. I know that. I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna.
That's that belief they have that God makes us suffer, and they don't take the ones. They don't take. Sometimes they don't take you. They take the ones that you love to make sure that that you understand.
Kev, I know that you. When I'm not gonna hold you to everything because you said because like you say you.
I don't believe.
Yeah, and plus you're not well versed in the Bible.
heck no.
We all just talking because we
no.
both don't know. But what I'm
When
saying
I grew
is,
up, when I was a kid.
like,
Yeah,
but when
so
you
it's way
say,
back.
but even when you say stuff like God does this, so we.
They say.
But when just that alone, God does something like that.
It's horrible.
Exactly. And if I gotta base my belief on that, yeah, you're not getting me, bruh. I mean, think about it, Kev.
Yeah.
Nothing else in your life would you buy if that's what they were selling you. So when you buy your car, when you buy your clothes, if they told you that, man, this car gonna fall apart, it's gonna blow up on you, it's gonna almost kill you. It might kill your kids, but
It looks nice.
when it gets done, you're gonna love the new Ford.
Yeah.
It'll bring you back because your next Ford's gonna be, you wouldn't buy it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bruh.
But life itself is a crapshoot. You know that, right?
No,
You don't think that?
no.
You
I
don't
think life
you
is
don't think,
fucked up.
You don't think that's what it says a crapshoot? It's just like
No, it's not a
No, no,
crapshoot.
no, no.
Crapshoot, you got a choice. You got a
Some
chance.
no.
A crapshoot. A crapshoot.
You shake them dice and you let it go. That's it.
Kev, listen. What you just said. A crapshoot, you have a chance. You have a chance to roll a 7. You have a chance to roll your number. In life, you ain't got no chance because shit happens to innocent people every single day. I'm not talking about innocent. Hang on, Kev. I'm not talking about by innocent accidents. I'm talking about by malicious, evil things that happen. Think about it. We ain't even got to talk about. Even if we keep it universal and we talk about just everybody, think about those people who got shot last year in Vegas at the country and western thing. Then
having a good time.
Then at the country bar the other night.
Down in Southern California.
In Southern California.
Yep.
You think about that kind of shit, and I guarantee you, bro, that the people that were killed, out of the people that were killed in that thing, or even injured, you probably got some of the best people, or if you want to be religious about it, some of the best Christian folk that you're going to find and who are living their life right and stuff. And what did they do to deserve what they got?
I hope you know that people question their faith every day. Every day. I don't think there's not a day
Kev,
a person don't go through and don't question their faith. I mean, you're right. I mean, that's crazy. To even, like you said, people were shot down at the concert. People shot down at the country
the
western gig.
synagogue.
The
Yes,
synagogue.
exactly.
You know, all those people over 60 and 70.
But
Jesus,
they went through their whole life.
But
some of those people probably were Holocaust survivors.
So what are you asking? What are you asking? What are you asking from Jesus? What are you asking from the Lord?
At this point, I'm not asking.
Are you saying there should be no violence? There should be nothing. If that was the case, it would all be the same. We'd be bland. Everybody be one color. Everybody be the same. Because what you're asking
let you
for
finish so
is
I can answer.
equality. You're asking for everything to be even. You're asking for there to be no violence. You're asking for it to be no death. You're asking for it to be. I don't think it could. I don't know. I don't know how it would be that way.
I don't ask for that. If I was gonna ask for anything, just like listen, just I can't even ask for nothing because right now in my attitude, it just seems like if you keep that same attitude of this, Well, if you have a strong faith, and the worst
I
thing
got
could
a
ever,
strong faith.
well, I'm just saying, example, if a person has a strong faith,
Yeah.
by all means, you can have your faith, and things like that, losing a child, losing anybody in your family, in the immediate family,
It's gone.
you lose something, and you still keep the same thing. I give you all the props in the world that you still have it in you. I get it, and you can talk that talk like, oh God, it's just that's what He wanted. That's fine. But you can't come to
can.
me. You can't come to me. You can't come to me and give me all the reasons why I lost that person. Not at the attitude I had prior to losing it and after. Now losing a person after, there's no preacher, there's no monk, there's nobody in this world right now. And I'm gonna open up right now. There is no person right now that can come to me and tell me all the reasons why he took or why my mom is gone. No, there is not a soul on earth right now that can tell me why. And there's a guy right now, and I'm gonna go back to Eric's example of how Eric has his life waking up every morning and how a child has her life waking up. There's a guy that drinks every day. He's probably got another good 20, 30 years. Every day. He
Ain't
drinks
shit
every day, right?
as a human being.
There's a 6-year-old right now sick and doesn't know
Sad.
she gonna make it 6
So
months.
so
Might not
so
make it next
so
week.
let me. I was waiting. I've been waiting to chime in. What I was gonna say about you is that you say that if that's what we wanted, like for everything to be like no violence, no this and that. The problem with that is it's not a problem. Yes, that's the answer to that question. Yes, that's what I want. I want no violence.
Mhm.
I would want no. You know what? You could even go. You could even take it as far as to say, I don't want no choice. I want everything to be done right.
Fairly and equal.
Because the reason why I say that is because if this world was made perfect and there wasn't a choice, so everything was just right, we might all be even. We might
We
all
would.
be the same, but we wouldn't know no different. So
You're
that
right.
so that
Yeah.
so that lust or that wanting to be better or wanting the jealousy or whatever it is, whatever those feelings are that makes you that makes you that makes you feel a certain way about another person, whether you like it or you hate it,
Mhm.
you would never feel those feelings because
Right.
remember, God is everything. God is the Almighty, right?
Yeah, I
so
mean,
so
I
hang
don't
on.
know when
So,
they decided who
But
decided this.
what
I
I'm
didn't.
saying, that would happen back with Adam and Eve
Yeah,
when,
yeah,
when
that's
they
what
was
I'm saying. They
thrown
decided
they was
that,
thrown
yeah.
out the garden. Supposedly, I'm not.
Supposedly, yeah,
And
we
so,
don't know.
remember,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
When I speak on it, I'm not speaking from a person who studied and everything. I'm just going by what little knowledge I know of it. But what I'm saying is that just like the world is now,
Mhm.
fucked up, where we have choice, and evidently we can't make the right choices.
Mm-hmm.
If the world would have went the other way, if the decision would have went the other way, and we didn't have choice from here on out, and everything was done right, if we go by God's story, we would never know.
Yeah.
So everything, we would treat everybody right.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be the killings. There wouldn't be all that. So it wouldn't be. So you said that sounds boring. No,
I'm
that
not- I'm not-
sounds
that's-
right.
That's what it would be. Like you said, if that was the
It
decision
wouldn't
that
be
was made,
but it
we
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
know no different.
But it wouldn't be boring because we wouldn't know no
we wouldn't
different.
know the difference. Yeah. But let me.
But
speak on
my
this
thing is that this is my one question I got to do with that, and
Okay.
then it can go into other stuff. My thing is that all this destruction, all this negativity that we're thinking about, if we believe what they're pushing to us, is all under God's control.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's-
and that
and
is the
that's the
hard
part-
part.
That's
to
the part
believe.
I'm like, if
Yeah.
that's it, I
This
can't.
is-
I
can't
can't
roll
be
with
no-
it.
I
Can't
can't
roll
roll
with
with it. I can't be
Can't
a
roll with it.
follower of
You
that,
know-
man.
you
Because
know,
that's crazy to me.
You
Now,
know
if you
the
want to
hard-
punish, old motherfuckers like us,
Yeah.
who who know which route we supposed to take, but we decide to still take another route,
Let-
that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when you punishing, like we said earlier,
Kids,
Sally
Yeah. Yeah.
for getting up going to school,
I mean, saying your prayers.
I'm,
and
I am.
I mean,
I'm,
come
I'm
on,
gonna tell you straight
man.
up. I am the wrong person to talk about religion because
Sunday
one,
school.
I ain't been in a church, so I have to go see my mom them once in a while.
And I go all the time.
And that's what I'm saying. You go all the time in a good 30 years.
I go, but I'm gonna tell you what
right?
church.
Unless
okay.
I go with my mom.
Let me tell you,
to do
let-
this or that. Right?
Let me tell you what church does for me, though. Okay, first of all, I do go to church.
I don't because of some of the stuff Tony's talking about, some of the stuff you're talking about.
I do go to church, and that's the next topic too. That's gonna bring into this. We're gonna talk about church, but I go to church because what church does to me, does for me, is, you know, I figure in my life I got a fucked up week.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm getting better about my week. What I'm trying to do, and I talk. Me and Tony tease and laugh about it all the fucking time. I'm trying to be a little more positive. It's hard to be positive when I got my twin right beside me, working with me every day. We twins when it comes to negative shit. Tony.
Oh,
Tony.
twins.
He
Tony,
said,
my-
y'all day and night,
Tony is
good
my,
and evil.
Tony, my twin, when it comes to negative. We both say the same shit. We always like, that's bullshit. That's so, we got the same answer for everything. We always talk a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, but I'm trying to be a little more positive with it. I'm trying to look at things a little better. But what I'm saying is that, God damn it.
You get that thought.
No.
back together.
I'm fucking watching ESPN,
Stop
man, and
watching
it does
ESPN.
that shit to me every time.
That's why I turn my back to that shit.
No,
You got it?
go ahead.
Let me say this.
Okay.
And this will bring no peace to anything. But this is where I find why I don't lose, I guess, my faith.
Church.
Is in my faith.
I got
My
it now.
faith. And that's
Oh yeah,
this.
go back to church.
When my brother got killed back when I was like 20, right? I looked at my mom, you know what I'm saying? I was like, how could you sit there and believe that God is going to make this better? This man is dead and gone, murdered, killed. And only thing she had that pulled her through was her faith. You know what I mean? She had another 7 of us to go. You know what I'm saying? My brother's dead and gone, but she had another 7 kids she had to worry about and try to be a mother to the other 7 kids. You know what I'm saying? And hold herself together. She easily could have just cracked up, broke down, and just easily gave up on life and said, "Forget it. I don't believe in nothing. I'm not helping nobody else. I'm not worried about the rest of y'all." But what she did, man, she just got more into church and more into God and more into try to
So
pull her back from the dark place she was at. So, I mean, that's the other part of it. You know what I'm saying? Some people use religion for something else. You know?
okay. So I
don't, but just what she did.
I got 2 things for that. The first thing, just to get back to what I was talking about, it kind of leads into what you're saying, is church. So what I said church does for me, right? So what church does for me is I got a fucked up week. I'm trying to be better at it, but it's a fucked up week. So what church does to me is Sunday, I go to church. And whether you believe in the stories in God or in Jesus, the Holy Ghost, whatever Allah, whatever it is that you believe in, whether you believe it or not, they all teach basically right and wrong. So they're teaching you good things, positive things, right? So what it does for me is it gets me into a good feeling, a good spirit. I feel well I feel good when I leave church. So it gets me wanting to take on that week a certain way. So that's Sunday. That usually lasts me until maybe Wednesday.
When you get into the work week.
Wednesday, I start feeling like,
Fuck it.
my pastor's, word is starting. Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. So, what I'm saying is by next Sunday, I'm due for. So what it does is it gets me
Another
through.
pep talk.
So what I mean by it gets me kind of what you were saying is that it's kind of like whether you believe it or not, it's faith. It's something that you that whether it's real or not, it's something you decide to put your faith in, and it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you get through certain things. But do you realize that and this is not to be disrespectful to your mom, but we could say we could replace God or Jesus with a rock. And we can say that this rock is the only thing that's going to get your mama through this situation. Her son just being shot and killed, being killed. And so what I'm saying is that rock, if she believes in it, then she could say the same exact thing. She could say, man, this rock right here, Kev, this is the only thing that's gonna get me through. This is the only thing. I gotta be here for my other kids.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be here for this and that. But because of this rock, we here. Or whatever it is. Shit, this fucking table.
And maybe that's what God is, Eric. Maybe that it is not.
But if that's what God is,
maybe it's the belief in something is better out
okay,
there.
but
or
if that's
something's going to get me through,
if
maybe
that's
what it
if
is.
that's what
I
it
don't know.
is,
See, that's my problem.
I'm
with
down
religion.
for agreeing with that. But that means all that other bullshit in the Bible and shit
Yep.
is bullshit.
Maybe. See,
It ain't no maybe. That's bullshit. Because if that
Maybe.
shit was going on now, we would see shit. When's the last time you saw a miracle, Kev?
I ain't seen one.
When's the last time you saw a motherfucker walk on water, Kev?
Never.
When's the last you ain't seen no miracle? When's the last time you
Never.
seen a motherfucker that couldn't walk come up to the pulpit and they put their hands on him and that motherfucker stands up and says, I can walk?
Never.
Exactly. We ain't
Never
seen
heard,
no
never met.
miracles.
Never heard, never met, never none of that.
If there was people who could do those miracles, I would take Tony down there tomorrow and get him healed.
I wouldn't go.
I'd get Tony healed. You ain't got no choice. I would take you down there and get you healed.
You gotta do a whole lot more than that
Hey,
bullshit.
He put them hands on you, bro.
Man, that's the problem.
I might take that
You
as
know what I
fight.
mean?
And then
That's
I
the
leave
problem.
it. And then one last thing, I'm done with the evil stuff with the religion.
No doubt.
Is out of everybody, God knows, sees, and controls everything. And everybody he could have made a child molester, he chose the priest.
Oh, no.
The priest, bruh.
They gave up their life.
The
Yeah.
not once,
Ah.
not twice. I mean,
Ah.
how many priests time after time after time after time after time
Harming children.
For me,
touching
that's
children?
It, bro. That's it. No matter what you do, if you do it to a child,
It's like that's
murder,
what
killed, molestation, anything, I don't care, abuse, I'm like, damn, dog. A
I mean.
child?
Make me
Defenseless?
the person. Make Tony the person. Make
Yeah.
make Kevin the person.
Then
But
somebody
the
go to-
priest, the one person that everybody puts their belief in, that they think that they put on a
Guidance,
pedestal.
everything.
That's who you're gonna make the child molester?
Yeah.
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 Man, come on, man.
The shit's foul.
But that's you know what? You know what they say, that's the way of life, but no. Absolutely not. Can it be better? Fuck yeah.
I'm hoping.
Religion is something else, boy.
I'm
That's
hoping-
why we
you're
never
hoping.
went into it.
Tone,
You hoping?
Tone,
I'm
Tone,
done.
hoping.
So my problem.
I gotta adapt.
I'm done hoping.
My problem, I hold on to faith. I hold on to it. But
If that's what
as
gets you
I
through,
explained
more
to my
power
partner,
to you, bro.
As I explained to my partner Ruben works with me, man. He's very much in the church. And
Stutter?
he talks to me all the time. No, he talks to me all the time about religion, right? And
That boy can sing.
it is
boy,
hard.
good.
You know, one of the things I said to him, I said, Rube, check this out, man. I said, man, I don't get the church thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, because the same people I see at the club on Saturday night, this was when I was young, I see them in the church the next day, right?
And they made it.
And they made it to church, and they doing all kinds of stuff and acting fool at the club at night and acting crazy, and then be in there on church on Sunday. And he said to me, he said, Kev, maybe that's the reason they at church, because
the
they
club.
needed help. They need help from acting like that. And that makes sense.
So they rebooting.
But what I thought,
Every Sunday morning.
I thought it was.
Well, they might be doing the same thing what I
Hey,
said.
and,
Get them through the week.
Maybe
Yeah.
it does, and that's what I said. I didn't think like that. I just thought it was hypocritical, and I didn't want to be amongst those people.
So you didn't hear Charlemagne talk about he went to the Potter's house
No.
this last weekend. You know that's T.D. Jakes' church,
Mm.
one of the biggest super churches in the nation.
Yeah.
So the trip thing about that is that, and this is when we talk about churches, we're gonna get into. I hate. We kind of went long, so it's kind of. Did y'all cool down yet?
I'll try to cool it down a little bit.
'Cause, I mean, 'cause
Dude, I can feel
I'm
it.
getting chilly.
You cold? I close it up. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is that. So what he was saying is that. Now my brothers told me about this church too, because he lives in Dallas, so he's been there a few times. They have, it's a big super church, and so they have a VIP section. The VIP section has like stars.
Don't say it. Don't
sit
say
there.
it.
Well, they have the stars that sit there. I know that Emmett Smith is a member there, so they sit up in there. I guess Charlemagne, when he came there, he sat up there. They keep him separate from everybody else, so you ain't got to stand in a long line and stuff, and you can get to your seat and stuff, and you got good seats up in the front. So, that's one thing. Then you got Charlemagne was talking about how he, offering time came. So offering time comes in.
He's saying it.
He said, so they said, so how much did you give? I didn't think we were going to get a true answer. Charlemagne really gave how much he gave. Said he gave a rack, $1,000. They said, well, how did you give a rack? Did you have to write a check or something? He said, nah. He said, you just put your, they got an envelope. So you can put cash in the envelope, or you can put your information on the front. So you put your name, your credit card number, your what is it? What was it? Your credit card number, date of birth, something that you put on there. And so I'm thinking to myself, and I'm this just keep going. So then you got with this church. Remember, these cats got, and mind you, I like TD Jakes as far as listening to him speak and stuff. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan too, so. But listening to him speak and stuff, he speaks well. He keeps my attention. But is there really a time when a preacher is supposed to have his own private jets? I mean, we talking about money the money that comes into these churches, and people say, well, they do good things for the community and stuff. I'm like, I guess that's a positive. But my thing is, when you get to the point where you got VIP sections, and we saw the reality shows where we see the preachers riding around in Ferraris and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, how far can you get? See, the part that really gets me, is how, as a regular person, because we're not a preacher, we didn't get the calling and stuff. How we're supposed to live such a humble and giving life.
Yeah.
And then the preachers, the priests and stuff are put up on a pedestal, and they're flying around in private jets. And I mean, even on the lower end, when you talk about, like, I know my mother's church, not my mother's church she belongs to now, but the older church. I remember back then, and this church was not a super church by any means, but I remember that the preacher, he lived in a nice house that the church provided for him. Matter of fact, 'cause they brought him from a thing, which is that's understandable.
That's understandable.
You want to have a preacher, he has to live in a house, and you don't want you want him to live in a nice house. He lived in a nice house. He drove a Jag. I guess.
It's a decent car.
But there's a lot of cars we could have chose cheaper. All this is provided by the church too,
Could have got an SUV.
This motherfucker's taking the bus to church.
I'm just saying. There's other vehicles they could have took, but he has a Jag.
Corolla.
The wife rode in a Mercedes, and the kids had a Mercedes, but mind you, it was the Mercedes that I guess that the dad used to drive. So they drove the Mercedes. So the kids driving the Mercedes, mom driving the Mercedes, dad's driving the Jag, nice house. And I think where I really fell out at, and this was a while back, this was probably, I want to say 98. So it's a while back. We think when was Biggie popping?
96.
Okay, so we'll go 90. I'm going to go like 98, 97, 98. I remember sitting in church, and I'm at my mom's church, and I'm watching the preacher's son. He's I think one was a piano player. Another one was a preacher coming to be. So he was there in the pulpit. And both sons, well, no, I'm lying. One son, the one that's playing the piano, had on a Versace. You remember how Biggie and them used to wear them? You knew they were Versace because of the design on the biggest shirts that they used to wear.
Yeah.
He had on the Versace shirt, sitting at the piano playing, and they were playing music while the plate was going through, right?
Yeah. Offering.
The offering plate was going through. So they were playing, I don't know, some old Negroid spiritual.
Okay.
But in the middle of the old Negroid spiritual, I heard
Dun-dun-dun.
nuh-uh. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. And I'm like, I know this song. Dun-dun, dun-dun,
No.
dun-dun. And I saw, and so
Lil' Kim.
hang on. So I'm listening, and I'm like, I'm looking around, and I'm seeing young kids, and people my age, they all mobbing their head like dun-dun,
Yeah.
dun-dun, dun-dun. And then it hits me. I know you just heard me on the radio. I'm like,
Lil'
this is
Kim.
some bull shit, bruh. I wanted to take my money
Junior
back
Mafia.
out the plate. I'm like, it just gave me, to me, if you believe in God, that was God telling me that this is all some bullshit.
That's some bull. That sign. He gave you a sign.
He gave me a sign that this is bullshit.
Time to go.
If you believe in me, why are you here? I'm listening to these cats in Versace shirts,
Go home.
shirts, playing Little Kim on the organ with them Jaguars and
Like a
Mercedes
jammer,
parked
though.
outside while the rest of the congregation is driving around and getting rides to church. And
You don't think they should have got all that?
fuck no, they shouldn't have got all that.
You know why I'm saying that?
What did Jesus have?
You know why I'm saying that?
Supposedly.
Nothing.
So let me ask you a question. Now you're trying to start an argument. I just want to ask this question.
Motherfucker said, fuck no.
You ready? Spiritually, leaders don't deserve to have everything that you was arguing that the politicians
No.
should have.
Politicians.
Yeah, a couple
I ain't
weeks
never
ago,
said the
we
politicians
was
should
arguing
have it.
against how much politicians deserve to get
But
paid.
I did not say that.
Oh, yeah. It was the
That
president.
is not what I
It
said.
was the president.
That is not what I said. I said politicians. Okay. If you want to take now, I'm glad you know that's right. Wait on. If you want to open that up,
No.
are you gonna
I
start
just want to
laughing?
mess with
Are you
Let
gonna
it go.
start
I'm just
laughing?
joking.
No,
with
hang
you.
on. I want to
I
say
just had to
something
throw
real
that out
quick.
there.
I just want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, kill me with it.
Okay, there's two things there. First of all, no, I don't think they should. But the reason why I say that is because I said politicians should have the right to make as much money as what the cost of living or whatever, because most of them went to school.
It's the position.
They have their degrees. They have certain things, so they should be paid as such. Now, if you want to open up church and say what it really is, a business.
It is. That's a business.
Okay.
That's why I don't go.
Okay, but if it's a business, first of all, you said they should be paying.
501c.
They start paying taxes.
They're 501c. They ain't
Second
gonna
of
pay no
all,
taxes.
if you wanna make it a business, then okay. Now I'm open to it. If you can start a church up, and you can have thousands of followers, and they want to pay you $1 million a year.
Hey, so no
If
real.
you can get enough followers to do that as a business, and we all understand it's a business, then cool. But don't do it in the name of God.
There's too many super churches to not be doing it in the name of God.
And see, that's the
What
funny
I'm-
part about it.
That's a
It's
horrible
not even
thing,
called
too.
church.
It's called
They call
super
it a
church.
Super church.
Super church. Yeah, that's what they call them. Super churches.
They call it worship centers now.
Man, them bad boys be on Sunday morning. You turn them on, there be
But what I'm
thousands
saying,
of-
but what I'm
thousands
saying,
and
what I'm
thousands of people in
saying
the church.
is, if
then they broadcast them.
Kev, if
Kill
you wanna call them, if you wanna say that they should get what everybody else
No, I
gets,
just
I know,
mess with
but
you.
I'm just
I
saying.
really don't care.
But because you
I'm not
threw that
going.
out there, if you threw that out there, what I'm saying is, well, let's quit calling it church.
They need
And let's
to-
call it-
They
let's call it
need
the
to quit.
business.
Yeah, it's a business because they
It's a
are
business.
They are capitalizing off people's belief and pain.
These people are making
They
good
they
money.
they genuinely believe I am coming to church to give back to
Like
the Lord, and
I hate
wanna,
to say it.
I want to.
I hate to say it, but
my pain
they're capitalizing on your mother.
Yeah, they are.
Not your mother. My mother's the same way.
My mother, yeah.
I'm misusing your
That's
mother.
what they capitalize on. My
I'm
mother.
using your mother as an example because what they've been preaching for years, not just them, but the people before them, and before them, before them, they got your mom thinking that she can't get through a situation without her faith
That's it.
in God. My mom, if my mom heard me saying stuff right now, if she could hear what we saying
Slap
right
the
now,
hell out of
she
you
slap
and
the
me
shit
both.
out of me.
And Tony,
But-
you might get a little bit of it because
No, I'ma get
it's
it.
just coming around.
My mama, no, my mama gonna slap Tony just
He gonna
for
slap me.
for
Yeah.
him not setting me straight.
No,
but
she
you're
slapped
right.
me.
But what I'm
You're
saying,
right.
but what I'm saying
And I've
is,
tried to explain this to my mom before.
oh, I'm glad you did because I gave it. My mom asked me why I didn't go to church Sunday. I'd be like,
She don't even ask me no more.
But anyway, so
Mm-mm.
man,
I'm not. No, I don't want to be affiliated with anybody that's you living better than most people.
That's what killed me. That's it.
attending your
I'm
church.
struggling, and you over here living way better than me, and you want me to give you 10% of my 10% for ties?
my problem
10%,
is
right?
my problem is everybody has the right to live better than the next person. I mean, in the way shit's set up right now, in the way life is set up right now, everybody has the right
No
to
doubt.
live better than the person next to them. The
But
problem
if-
I got with it is when you start guilting me and shaming me into giving my money up
Mhm.
for a cause that you are benefiting from. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're using this, but you're using this to shame and guilt us. After we fall for it, the only people who benefit from it, and some of it might go back to the community, but before it goes to the community, first I got to pay my JAG note.
Yeah,
First I got to pay my house note.
Yeah.
And I got to buy my Versace shirt.
yeah. But
Versace.
think about that.
Versace.
Like Tony said, here's my thing
However
about
you
it
say it.
is if the congregation is struggling, somebody, what's his name just got thrown out, he don't got a house, he's living. All that money and all those things should be to provide for the congregation, should be to be able to give back to the church. There should be youth centers, there should be better education. You picking your cars and you picking your clothes and all that other stuff.
Better yet, they also what they do is they pick who they decide
Who they
to
want
give
to get that. Yeah, who
to
they
get that to.
It should be about the
Because-
congregation. It should be about the church.
Exactly. I hate to say it, bruh, but if Tony was, I don't know, if Tony was gay, and whatever,
They ain't giving me shit.
exactly. If you not what
I'm saying
they
you going
what
through
they
hard
feel,
times.
but what I'm saying is, if he's going through hard times, but Tony is something that they see
Against the
not-
church.
yeah,
Yeah.
against the church,
Mhm.
then Tony doesn't get that help.
Mind you, if I've been going to church, I've been doing all the
Exactly.
things that I've been
He
doing.
believes in he's
But-
got faith.
But
Yeah.
I come into hard times, and
They should
guess
be
what?
Right there for you.
And like every church,
Yeah.
there's
They do
always
it, bro.
gossip.
They
Okay,
do it, bro.
they come to find out, brother Tony, he needed some help. He's been with us for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's here every day. He volunteers. He does he works with the kids. He's Sunday school teacher.
But Tony is
That
hiding
dude
logs.
is gay as hell.
Tony is hiding logs.
And all of a sudden be like, he's
know-
what? Like,
You know the funny part about this?
He's packing fudge.
Listen, I be like this. He's the bottom. He's like this. He goes, and they find out, oh, we can't do that. Like, how come?
Yeah, all of a sudden they don't mess with Tony no
Hey,
more.
did you,
You know,
we
the-
find
the-
out with the
even
situation
though-
with Tony?
Shouldn't matter.
And all of a sudden they'd be like, well, come to find out, I think he's
Even though
homosexual.
Even though 75% of
Should
the
not
people in the
matter.
church homosexual.
Should not matter. Should not matter.
Every
but
check
it
with your
does.
choir
That-
director.
that is the problem. It should not matter if that's you're part of that.
I mean, the
congregation.
tambourine guy.
Oh yeah, the dude playing the tambourine.
Mean
The tambourine guy, the choir
Hey,
director.
The kids be like, "Oh, brother Johnson be working at tambourine."
Shit, Brother Johnson.
They
Brother
know.
Johnson, fruity
Me and,
than
the
a
me and the tambourine dude.
But you know what? The bad part about what we're saying is there are good churches out there. It just seems like they're far and few between now, and
I
they're
believe-
hard to find.
I will say this. I
There are
believe
good churches
I
out there.
believe that the church I go to is a good church
Yeah.
because we know I know the pastor. He's
Right,
somebody.
right.
He's actually somebody I've known before he was a pastor,
Mhm.
and so I've seen him go through the things. But I think
Okay,
a
good
Louis
to-
Vuitton, that Louis Vuitton shirt. But he's what I'm saying is that I believe the church is good. It's a diverse church. It's it's just the reason why I believe in this church is not because in this is where probably the pastor would disagree. Ain't no probably. I know he would disagree with me at. It's not has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with Jesus. I just feel like it's a positive thing. Because they're doing positive things. And I think Pastor Bob, I think Pastor Bob is that's what he kind of strives to be. He realizes that there's all these different types of people, all these different types of religions and stuff. So how can I reach everybody?
Yeah.
This what we said at the beginning. There's good and there's bad, bro.
There's a void in religion.
It's in
bro.
all of us.
There's a serious void in what you're talking about right there. So I mean, it's what's driven me away. I know it's what's driven my brother away. So I mean, from the church and things.
I'm the bad seed in my family.
Listen,
Listen,
it don't take somebody rolling in a Rolls Royce to get me out of a hole. It don't take anybody. If my pastor takes the bus just to keep things humble and get me out of the hole that I'm in, then that's my guy.
I can't even imagine.
That's my guy.
I mean, the way things are set up, I don't even know where we lost it at. Where, and you know what? I hate to say it. I think it's more black pastors than anything. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
TV.
Hang on. There's white pastors too, but I'm saying there's a lot of black pastors that it's just hard for me to see where we lost it, where you're so quick to separate yourself from the people. What I mean by that, you're so quick to, because even when you take it to a back in the day at a lower level, you seen the pastor was quick to get a Cadillac.
Yeah.
He was quick to. Of course, a pastor's always got to be, and I'm talking about where I grew up. The pastor's got to be in a suit, 3-piece suit every weekend. He's got the Cadillac.
Yeah.
He's got it's just funny how the pastor has to be portrayed as somebody that's doing well.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I like about the church I actually belong to, is that even though I ain't been there in a minute, but the thing is that our pastor looks like anybody else. Even though I know he's doing well, but remember, I knew him before he was a pastor, and he was doing well.
But there ain't nothing wrong with doing well. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with doing well.
If your congregation is doing
but as long
well
as you're
and
not
you're
taking,
helping,
but you're not taking it from, you're not taking it from people that's not.
And if I feel like if I'm in the church, and I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to be saying this, but I'm in the church. If I'm in the church and we're doing well, and the congregation's doing well, and we're helping each other, and we're all a part of each other's community of trying to be strong and build each other up. You know what I mean, Tom? We building each other up. That's great. I want my pastor to be doing well. But if one of us is doing bad, then we all should be doing bad. That's how I'm looking at it in the sense of, as long as we're a community and we're together, I want all of us to be doing well. If we could possibly help each other and lift each other up, that's great. But to see one just like, okay, you want me to give you all my money and then I ain't got nothing, and I'm over here starving and looking at the back of my refrigerator, I can't do that. That's not something I'm about to do. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, everybody, like Eric said, was like, no, everybody's in a different economic stage in life. You know what I mean? Like, some people are doing bad, some people are doing good. But for me to live in a neighborhood that's damn near like in slumber stage, and then I'm trying to get I'm trying to live right, but then I'm going to a place where I'm supposed to look for guidance before I flip out because of what stage of life I'm in. And then all of a sudden he's just one of those people that just he's living a better life than most of the community is doing. I mean, I can't do that. I mean, I can't. There's no way that you're trying to tell me how life is when your life is way better than mine. I thought you were supposed to be in a humbler,
yeah,
a humbler state. Now, if you give me that bullshit about how, well, I'm blessed. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
blessed.
Yeah.
You're blessed every Sunday when that plate comes around and that goes towards you in the church. By all means, that's fine. I would expect it to go to the church. I need the roof not to leak when I'm in here in a rainy day.
What's
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but when I have to go home and I got mouths to feed,
yeah.
and
Niggas they can't even get their own roof fixed because they didn't fix the roof at the church.
This is very vivid in my mind, so I gotta ask if this ever happened to you. Have you ever been when they do the collection plate and then they bring it around and then they don't get what they want and then they send it around again?
Bro, I've been to the church I used to belong to.
Oh my God!
The church I used to belong to in Oklahoma. That's a smaller church, so it's a little different. So I remember our church at New Light Baptist Church. They used to tell us what it was for. So they would say some shit like, okay, so we need to get the school bus fixed, the Sunday school bus fixed. And so we're going to pass the plate around for the school bus. They'd come around and the pastor would say, Deacon Tony, Deacon Kev, go back in the back and count that while we get ready to dismiss here. They go back in the back, they come back. He said, okay, we got to do a little better than what we
judge the whole fucking church.
He said, okay, so we're going to pass the
That
plate
is
back around.
vivid.
We're going to pass the plate back around.
I can
and
see it, Tony.
Remember, I know it feels like you can't give. It feels like you don't know where that next dollar going to come from. But God will make a way.
Tone.
God will make a
He
way.
sound
Now,
just like dude.
mind you, when you hungry Wednesday
Yeah.
and that dollar that you shouldn't have gave
Yeah. Could have been
is
for
that
some
dollar,
beans.
yeah, that dollar that you need,
Woo.
they ain't there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's where I can't.
Man, we
I can-
ended.
I
We
can-
might as well
you know
end
what?
it, bro.
I
This
can-
is ended.
Yeah,
We can go on all night.
I can
bro.
do all this shit.
Hey,
I
but
knew I
that-
should, but you know why I wanted to bring it up because it's one of them topics that truthfully, you know what, I say this, I do this. I apologize to Tony because Tony,
Like 20 years ago.
man, fuck you. I'm apologizing, you ungrateful bitch.
Go ahead, finish.
Like I was saying, to my good friend Tony,
Call me a bitch right before the apology.
I'm apologizing because it ain't so much that I'm gonna say Tony was right, but Tony was in a place that I hadn't been. I wasn't there yet, and I don't even know if we on the right path. But I do know, and I do realize that what Tony was talking about at that time deserved a lot more consideration than what I gave it, because I threw it out. And basically he said that you're not gonna be around me with. I ain't saying all that,
Yeah, you did.
but basically that's what I said. I ain't say it like that, but I kind of said it like that.
Sorta.
But at the same time, sometimes it takes some people living life to experience some shit to realize that fuck, Tony or whoever your Tony is might have had something, might have been talking about something. So that's what I wanted to bring that, because it's been on my mind, and the reason it's been on my mind, basically we all know because of everything that's been happening lately. The last few years. You started with Trump. You started with the, like you say, the synagogue, that shooting, all types of bad disasters that's been going on that you kind of want to question, and whether you believe it, whether you believe in whatever it is you believe in or not, is it really so wrong to question what your beliefs are? I mean, questioning is right in everything else. So why not question, religion along with everything else?
That's one thing I love about today's age. I mean, the question of things. No longer do you just, like your mom would tell you.
Yeah, that's enough. We ain't
shut the
listening
hell
to you.
up.
So let's talk about what today's songs are.
Like, like
What's
Eric, they would look
popping?
at Eric and say, "Shut the fuck up."
Oh, I thought we was
And
about
he
to end
just
this.
shut the fuck up.
All right, go
Then he
ahead,
shut
Cat,
the
go ahead,
fuck up.
Cat.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, go ahead.
He remembered. Mom say, Eric, shut the fuck up. And he shut the fuck up.
Kid, shut up, man. Anyway, nigga.
But,
So what?
but anyway, like I'm saying, nigga, it's good. It's good that you can question shit about today.
Yeah, you right. You got to be able to question shit. What we got next?
What you
y'all?
got, Big Tom?
Nigga, hit Tone up. Tone like, what the fuck?
Well, you mentioned that brother was gonna slide through with something.
Nah,
maybe you
Tone
was
had some.
bullshitting.
Tone, no. Tone said that he had some music that he was had
That he
came
wants to tell
across
us
and
about?
listening about. So here we go with this music. I ain't promising nothing, but you know what?
It is time to go.
Tone, you been on you kind of been. Are we talking R&B or you got some hip hop? What you got some neo soul?
Look at Shaggy out with something.
Shaggy.
Nigga, I'm not playing no Shaggy.
You don't want to play
Man,
Shaggy?
I like Shaggy, nigga. What you talking about?
Are you tripping?
Boom
Our age. Our
Shit.
age.
Shoot,
Are we gonna
tripping.
go back, Shaggy? Or we talking about today,
Man,
Shaggy?
Shaggy got some new shit. You know what?
Listen,
Let Tone talk. Bro.
I'm just saying, Shaggy got some new shit. It's
Oh
called
my
Use
goodness.
Me. That shit's.
Was it good?
I liked it.
Well,
He's-
if we had a engineer that was up on his job and shit,
that was in front of his
that
equipment.
should be playing right now.
That'd be
But
playing
we
right
ain't got
now,
that
but
shit.
That's all right.
Our engineer bumping in the mics and shit as you.
That's all right. That's him. Hey,
I'm surprised he ain't spilt
you ain't
nothing.
spill shit.
Fucking thing. Kevin, you ain't got nothing to spill?
You ain't spill shit today. It's been a week.
Well, he don't want to talk now. Look, he hurt his feelings.
You
Hey, hers,
hey,
I'm
I think
sorry.
you did hurt my feelings.
Man, fuck your
No,
feelings, nigga.
What? I think you did.
You ain't got no feelings, man. Fuck your feelings. Well, goddamn.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Play the motherfucking things.
Hey,
if
what
you
the
got
fuck?
it, shit.
Can I get
Let's
my
hear it.
boom bastard? Yeah, man.
Yeah. You know you want a better man in your life. Use me, baby. Shug it. Can't put no money in your bank.
Yeah.
Can't put no gas in your tank. Can't satisfy you with dealing.
So that shit come in.
Nothing with him I do not make sense.
Baby, you want to
Then
dance
I will
nasty,
come and
nigga.
pose like him a boss. Everything that you with him is a loss.
Move your hips like
All you get is stress and the abuse. Let me be the better man when you fi choose. Then watch the use. If him can't make you happy and him still can't give you a youth,
my man
then watch
Shaggy
the
back.
use. If your leg now shake, my girl, you need a substitute.
But you think it goes into that beat though, right there.
Yeah, and then he goes
That
into
beat
the
was clean though. I'm gonna give it your tone. That's a nice little joint.
What am I supposed to do?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to. Okay, so I'm supposed to put Meek
Shaggy
Mill,
beat-
our old asses.
No,
Meek Mill.
no. Before you go into the next one, that Shaggy beat was kind of nice.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
looked
it had
at
your
Shaggy
ass,
all
didn't it?
of all the new stuff that's out. I was like,
That
oh,
makes
Shaggy.
me want to go on vacation,
Already, bruh.
and we supposed to be going because
Oh shit.
no, Kev said he got the hookup on.
I got the hookup. I was meaning to talk to you about that.
So
So we're gonna
Talk-
see what
talk
y'all.
to me.
Yeah, we're gonna see what
we
we
ain't
gonna
gonna
do.
put it all out there right now, but
No,
yeah,
we
we're going
talking
somewhere.
about. We're gonna go somewhere and do something real nice.
And Tone going. I
I ain't gonna say nothing, but
Tone
I'm waiting
going.
for the Sade album to come out.
Man, so check it out.
Ooh, yeah.
So
She's
you
got
know,
one out already.
Okay, so I like Sade, right?
She got a song.
So the other day, I don't know why, I was thinking about music to listen. Oh, that's what it was. So I had been listening to music to go to. Where we at on time, Kev?
A little bit longer. Go ahead.
All right. So I've been listening to music to go to sleep to. You know, some people have them sounds and shit, the ocean or whatever.
Oh yeah, go on YouTube.
So I had went on. So I ended up on YouTube,
Mhm.
but I was first listening to some bullshit on Amazon, like sounds to go to music. I mean, music to go to sleeping to, and it reminded me of Sade. So I went on YouTube and looked up Sade, right? And I pulled up, fuck, was it? It might have been Cherish today.
Oh yeah, when
It might have
come
been
in with
Cherish,
the solo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so they had that live. I didn't realize they had all that shit. I mean, I know it just never clicked in my mind. I knew once it clicked in my mind that it was there, but I was like, it clicked in my mind that wait a minute, all this shit. You know, she's performed this shit thousands of times. You know, it's on YouTube. Man, I watched Sade perform that. Oh my God, she comes out there. Of course, she come out there barefooted like she always doing shit.
Yeah.
Man, she starts singing. I swear, Sade got to be. She probably got to be one of the sexy. When you talking about a woman on stage performing,
Yeah.
she's got to be. You know, when I put it like that,
No.
a woman on stage performing, she's got to be the sexiest woman ever to
So,
do it.
I-
I mean, can you think of somebody else?
I mean, no. And
Shut-
she
I mean,
does,
her-
and
in
she
her
does not
music,
have
though.
to dance.
She don't have to-
like her.
just-
no. I'm
she
talking about
don't- all she does-
her movement. Just
But her
body
movement is not like it's sexy.
It's,
It's just that her movement
Her
is just
appearance.
everything about her. Is
Yeah.
just says, man, that's Sade, bro. That's
Yeah.
like it's like royalty on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she doesn't. I think she's beyond the choreography and all that. It's all mellow, and all she's got to do is just come on stage barefoot
Man,
and just look the way she look and sing the way she sing.
sing
ain't
the way
gotta
she
do a whole
sing,
lot.
bro. Tone shit.
Yeah,
that
man,
that
she
woman,
sang the way
man.
she sang.
She good. She good.
Because
That
her last
woman.
album, she had I think there was a live concert she did, and she did her album.
A live one.
Man, I must have sat there and watched that thing twice.
Yeah,
'Cause I
you
like-
can
I like
watch it.
all the songs.
For some reason,
and
you
watch her.
think about it. It's a concert that you watching, Kev, and there's no what do you call it? Choreography.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
they
No
ain't-
choreography.
There's no,
It's-
there's none of that.
Not
There's no,
scripted. It's
yeah,
like
there's
it's
no,
just-
there's no
Yeah.
flashing big lights.
Nah,
and
it's just her.
Stuff. It's none of that bullshit.
yeah.
It's just her coming out there and singing, but at the same time, I don't want to put too much on it because when she's moving, it ain't like she's moving sensual, like sexual, like that.
Showing her
She's just
belly.
she's moving just enough, bruh.
Yeah.
It's like
Just enough.
she feeling the music and you feeling her. It's like,
And you
yeah.
getting a Woody. You just sitting there with
I moved. I moved.
I'm like, God damn.
I'm
There's something about Sade is something else, bruh.
I think she,
She's something.
for some
bruh.
reason, yeah, for being, I don't even know how old she is.
She older than us.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
She
looking up
is.
right now. If we had an engineer, I would tell him to look it up. man.
Shot, man. And then I think her background, all it is like bed sheets. Her backgrounds are like bed sheets,
Bruh,
and they put pictures in the background. That's all it is.
Bro, she's 59 years old.
59.
59. And look at the picture they got over 59.
Oh,
Well,
that's
that's the one
yeah,
from
that's
the album, though.
yeah.
But let me see if
I
I got
did
any
you a
recent
new one.
pictures.
Go to image.
There you go.
Still look the same.
She
What a
bad.
fine
Halle Berry
ass.
still look the same.
And she can sing, man. And you know what? You want to hear old shit? You can still go back in her old shit. Her old shit could probably still get away with it right now in
Man,
this, in
Sade
this
is
movie.
bad, bro.
Her old shit can still get away right now.
Yeah.
She bad. And man, I don't know. That's one. Of,
Caribbean sound. It's not.
that's
it's-
one of the concerts. I
You call that Caribbean sound?
I know it ain't really Caribbean sound, but it's like that's
I
what
don't
they
know
say.
what the hell her sound
They always
is,
say
but
that.
It
It's like
sounds
she's
good,
her
bro.
Caribbean sound. Her not that her music is Caribbean, but that sound that she has. It's just so good.
I don't even know what
Bad.
Caribbean
That shit
sound
just
is, so
sounds
if you
good
say
to
it's
me.
Caribbean,
I
it's
love it.
Caribbean.
I love it. That shit.
All I know is I want to go where she from.
No
I,
doubt.
I just look at her. I consider she my people's.
I'm surprised.
I look at her. She looks. Hey,
I'm
that's my
surprised
people's.
we don't know more girls named Sade.
Oh
Because
yeah,
you figure
a
our
lot of babies.
you figure
our generation.
generation would have been naming kids Sade.
Yeah, because the first thing you'd be like, oh, Sade, that's nice. That's
We
a
too
nice
busy
name.
naming Alizé.
Cars,
Some
cars,
shit that we can't have.
cars I can't afford.
Mercedes.
Mercedes, where you going?
Lexus.
Yeah. Alexis.
I named mine after black magazines and shit.
Sure, I named mine after higher learning.
Damn.
Yeah, she bad, bro. Sade ain't no joke.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Shut
yeah,
she got a new one out, but
she's one of them. But she's one of them albums that all her albums I feel I can listen to.
Yeah.
Like
listenable.
yeah, and
a
they
word?
put you in that mood, man. It's like even the songs that might not be I mean as popular or something that you singing or that you all into, it's still that song might not be the song that you put up there with the best, but they all contribute into putting you into a certain mood.
Right,
So even when you're not listening to that song that you know the words to, the song that's not like that is still putting you in that mood, man. I love drinking. I love sitting back drinking this Sade, bro.
And then I know she doesn't have a whole lot of albums and stuff, but the albums that she did put out,
Quality.
man, I've listened to all of them.
Quality,
I don't have
bro.
an
I
issue
do
with
too.
none of them.
I do too, man. I got them
But
all.
I got an issue with some of y'all artists out there, but I can't not Sade.
You have an example of one?
Of,
What we got next? What's the next? You see anything else new?
I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to do? There's the Anderson. Was it Pac?
Who?
Pac? Anderson Pac?
Who the hell's that?
He's that black Korean dude, rapper.
A black Korean
Yeah,
rapper.
yeah.
What's his name?
Anderson Pac.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Okay.
What he sound like?
His second album was pretty cool. His last
His
album.
second album.
Yeah.
Was the first one good?
You know what? This is probably another guy we should talk about because none of us know other
Well,
than I do.
yeah,
I
just put him on the
mean,
research
you heard
list.
him?
Let's listen to him.
Yeah, Dr. Dre. He came up with Dr. Well, he ain't come up with Dr. Dre, but Dr. Dre.
Produce him.
Is he
produced
from?
it.
Is he from LA?
Yeah. His last album was Malibu, and he's
I'm gonna
and
listen
he's
to
got
him.
one.
Man,
you
pull
know,
up one of
look,
his songs
listen.
real quick, man.
He's got.
How does it? What's his name again? So he can look
Anderson
it up. real quick.
Paak. It's P-
Anderson Paak.
Yeah, it's Anderson Paak. Come on, he's got one with. He's got a song with Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, Snoop, J. Cole, Q-Tip.
Do you? Would you who? Which song out of those would you recommend?
Okay, seeing as our age, you want to hit up Snoop?
You think Snoop want to be nice with Dr. Dre?
Yeah, but Snoop is in the beginning, and you'd have to wait until he comes.
You know
in.
what? Just whatever song you find. If it says popular song, put in this song. Let's see what it sound like.
Yeah, it's not from the Malibus, from his new one.
This one
Do
right
you
here?
want to hear Malibu though?
Malibu's the old one.
Oxford?
So what do we want
What's
to
that?
hear?
It's Oxford. Which one?
What does it say? Popular songs. What
Let's
does it
just
say?
do a Kendrick Lamar with this.
All right, let's see.
But that's 10. That's
That's a good
Tent.
All right, let's see.
Man, that's what they play. Now on the radio.
one. Oh, they play it on the radio?
Yeah.
This is it? This ain't produced by Dr. Dre though.
I don't know which producer, but
This sounds
He
like
has-
Pharrell shit.
he has like an assortment of. But I like it because it seems like he's got a
I've been
band
feeling
behind him.
kinda cooped up. I'm trying to get some fresh air. Hey,
Damn,
you
man. Turn that up song.
And you ain't got a flash when you're taking your picture. You ain't got to drown no extra retention.
This is
Paparazzi
shit.
wanna
This is
shoot
shit.
ya, shoot ya. Niggas dying for less out here. I've been in my bag.
Oh, I like this, nigga. This is some Jamiroquai shit right
here.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Niggas crying for less out here. Do what I gotta do, bruh. Get up in my rearview mirror. I can't be riding round that open strip.
Oh, I like that.
I need this.
Hey, let me hear another song real quick.
All right.
That's the Kendrick Lamar one?
Yeah,
that's
this
10.
must
Hey, let
be-
me hear the Snoop Dogg one. I like
Let me
that,
get that
bruh.
intro. Blunts, gators, hand me my mink. On the east, ducking fast from a peephole. 1989, gang banging was at its peak. This the beat that make me reminisce on G-Funk. 3 summers before the chronic hit the streets. I would rather slang hand to hand to a fiend. Rapping on the side,
Give me a little
trapping was
fast forward,
priority. But every now and then I go passing one bottle 40 ounce OE. I didn't have a dollar, but a nigga had a dream. Whipping over the Warren G. Funny how time flies when you're high as me.
That's like a Snoop Dogg
I
song.
think I'm in the rough ends now.
Yeah, I like this shit.
I seen her throwing up.
Hey, is this on his new one or his old one? I'm about to get this.
You was living off a true hill. Wasn't ready for the world, but baby, who is? Know you prettier than all the elder barges. Never worry about the total of the charges. And if you need
Try
Yeah, I
try
like
it.
that.
Try
I
it.
like that, bruh.
Do a little bit of 6 Summers.
So what's that at?
I didn't know what you was gonna come with, but that's nice.
I don't see
Man,
that
I'm
one.
telling
Hey, you
you,
should have moved that first on your list.
No, no, Shaggy. You got that band, though. Jam.
Trump's got a love child, and I hope that bitch is buck wild. I hope she sip mezcal. I hope she kiss senoritas and black gals. I hope her mama's El Sal. I hope her papa stick around. Yeah. Take chains off, take rings off, bracelets and things, big aches and pains. My jack rang off with clickbait. Truth is too raw, it's a fish plate. Fela, the Kunde, 150 of us on a big stage. How long it took a nigga just to get paid? And now I think I'm about to buy a Bentley. Pronto, I'm in the lane with the shake.
I like that, nigga. I like
Nice.
that.
I'm
That's
telling
nice.
you, man.
I'm
I
gonna have
listened.
to be
I
on
listened
that.
to his
Anderson
last
Paak.
album, Malibu. Man,
Yeah.
that shit. That shit.
I'm
That
gonna have to be
it's-
on. I'm about to get that, bro.
Yeah, Anderson Paak, man. He on that. He on some weird.
All right,
shit,
we
but
done with the new music, nigga. I
Shaggy
like
first.
that though. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that in the trunk and let it
All
bump.
right.
That's it. That's all.
We done.
We done. Let's get Tone hit us to some nice game right there. I like that little joint, Tone. I'm gonna have to go ahead and let that
About
bump. Like I
time
said.
Tone did something. That nigga don't do shit.
I want to.
Good to be back, my people. It's good to be back.
Sent that nigga to the East Coast. He came back with some West Coast music.
Yeah, that's how I do.
That's right.
What you want, Dipset?
I heard that already.
Nah, you don't want that.
All right.
I came back with Shaggy.
All I gotta say is peace.
Ooh, my bad.
Yeah.
Love you, ma.
Praise God. Amen. I said it.